Yes. Okay, let's get started. We have this test. It's part 1. Complete the notes below. Write one word and or a number. In the same way, you will get the question type. And just imagine where there are the blanks. You can move the cursor and you can type there. Now, the title is Bankside Recruitment Agency. There is a recruitment agency. Recruitment agency is the agency that gives you the jobs. When you go to a foreign country, you will not go dropping your CVs from one office to another. You will go to recruitment agency. Now, recruitment agencies, they have jobs, so they will tell you where to go and all that. Address of the agency is given. It's 497 and all that. Name of agent, Becky Dash. Now, Becky is her first name. Her family name or last name will be your answer. So, let's see.
Hello, William. This is Amber. You said to phone if I wanted to get more information about the job agency you mentioned. Is now a good time?
Hi, Amber. Yes, fine. So the agency I was talking about is called Bankside. They're based in Docklands. I can tell you the address now, 497 East Side.
OK, thanks. So is there anyone in particular I should speak to there?
The agent I always deal with is called Becky Jameson.
Let me write that down. Becky...
Jameson. Jameson.
All right. What is the answer? Okay, you tell me how to spell that. Second row, first person. आप बताइए spelling क्या है? आप हाँ. Jameson की spelling बताइए. बैठे रहे. Okay, well done. That's good. Are you right-hander or left-hander? Right, आपने लिखा नहीं था. How do you remember? पहले से याद है. Ah, that's intelligent. Okay. All right, that's good. So, correct answer is Jameson and you will write it as it is. Okay. Let's go on. Phone number is already mentioned. So, when they tell you the phone number, listen patiently. After that, best to call her in the. Now, what is the best time to call her? They will tell you the worst time as well. For example, if they say, don't call her in the afternoon, she's very busy, right? Or if they say, don't call her in the evening, she has a lot to do at that time. So that is not the right time. The right time is when you need to call, and that is the best time. Now, please listen, and it's going to be the time of the day. Best time to call her in the. In the means afternoon, morning, evening, night, and all that.
Do you have her direct line?
Yes, it's in my contacts somewhere. Right, here we are. 07866 510 333. I wouldn't call her until the afternoon if I were you. She's always really busy in the morning trying to fill last-minute vacancies. She's really helpful and friendly, so I'm sure it would be worth getting in touch with her for an informal chat.
It's mainly clerical and admin job.
Okay, so what's the answer? Afternoon. I wouldn't call her until the afternoon if I were you. She's very busy in the morning. थोड़ा सा दोबारा सुनिएगा.
Do you have her direct line?
Yes, it's in my contacts somewhere. 510 333. I wouldn't call her until the afternoon if I were you.
I wouldn't call her until the afternoon if I were you. Why?
She's always really busy in the morning.
He's always very busy in the morning. So morning is not the right time. Right time is afternoon. Okay. Next we have typical jobs. So typical jobs are clerical and admin roles and all that. Must have good dash skills. Now it can be good communication skills, good computer skills, good language skills, good something. So the type of skills they need, okay? Please listen and answer.
I know you're hoping to find a full-time job in the media eventually, but Becky mostly recruits temporary staff for the finance sector, which will look good on your CV and generally pays better too.
Yeah, I'm just a bit worried because I don't have much office experience.
I wouldn't worry. They'll probably start you as a receptionist or something like that. So what's important for that kind of job isn't so much having business skills or knowing lots of different computer systems. It's communication that really matters, so you'd be fine there. And you'll pick up office skills really quickly on the job. It's not that complicated.
So, he mentioned business skills, communication skills, office skills. Now 3 words. And the right answer is? Yeah, what's matter is communication skill. What matters, right? So that is communication. Good job. Question number 4. Jobs are usually for at least one. At least one. It means it's going to be the time duration, right? At least one. One means singular. So at least 1 week, 1 month, 1 day, 1 year, or anything like that.
Okay, good. So how long do people generally need temporary staff for? It would be great if I could get something lasting at least a month.
That shouldn't be too difficult. But you're more likely to be offered something for a week at first, which might get extended. It's unusual to be sent somewhere for just a day or 2.
Right.
So,
I've heard the pay isn't too bad.
answer is week. Yeah, he said not for a day. It's unusual to send someone for a day or so. So she said, I need for a month. But he said at least for a week, and then they can extend that. So answer is week. W-E-A-K. W-E-E-K, week. Okay. So be very careful with that. Okay. All right. Next, pay is usually, and pound sign is already there, per hour. Now the salary per hour will be your answer, and you will not write currency. Currency is already mentioned. Okay. Let's see.
Do you want me to tell you anything about the registration process?
Yes, please. I know you have to have an interview.
The interview usually takes about an hour, and you should arrange that about a week in advance.
I suppose I should dress smartly if it...
Okay, just a second. This answer is with the previous question.
Okay, good.
A week at first, which might...
Right. I've heard the pay isn't too bad. Better than working in a shop or a restaurant.
Oh, yes, definitely. The hourly rate is about £10, 11 if you're lucky.
That's pretty good. I was only expecting to get £8 or £9 an hour.
So, the hourly rate is £10, 11 if you are lucky. Now, why not 11 the right answer? Because they mentioned usually. Usually means the normal one. And she said, I was expecting this, and in my last job, I was getting that. All those were traps. Okay? So, correct answer is 10. It's good to write 10 as 10. Otherwise, if you write TEN 10, that is also correct. Okay? Now, let's go on. Registration process, wear a dash to the interview. Now, you go for interview. What do you wear when you go for interview? Huh? Jeans? Coat? Okay, that's good. Wear a coat to the interview. Good.
Do you want me to tell you anything about the registration process?
Yes, please. I know you have to have an interview.
The interview usually takes about an hour, and you should arrange that about a week in advance.
I suppose I should dress smartly if it's for office work. I can probably borrow a suit from Mum.
Good idea. It's better to look too smart than too casual.
Okay, I'll borrow a dash from mom. अम्मी के कपड़े पहन के जाएगी. Yeah, I'll borrow a suit from mom. Suit. S-U-I-T. Huh? S-U-I-T-E. Well done. That is sweet. S-U-I-T suit. Okay? Sweet, you know, in hotels, they have sweets. So that is sweet. S-U-I-T suit. Okay. Must bring your dash to the interview. Like must bring your ID card to the interview. If you imagine all these things, then you can understand better. Now, for example, must bring dash to the interview. Maybe ID card or anything like that.
Will I need to bring copies of my exam certificates or anything like that?
No, they don't need to see those, I don't think.
What about my passport?
Oh, yes, they will ask to see that.
Okay.
First, she said certificates. He said no. Then he said passport. Okay, yeah. So correct answer is passport. Okay, they will ask questions about each applicant's dash. Questions about each applicant's education, qualification, or anything like that. Each applicant's.
I wouldn't get stressed about the interview, though. It's just a chance for them to build a relationship with you, so they can try and match you to a job which you'll like. So there are questions about personality that they always ask candidates, fairly basic ones, and they probably won't ask anything too difficult, like what your plans are for the future.
Hope not.
Okay. Personality. And for applicant, they use the word candidates. Candidates and applicants, they are synonyms. Correct answer is personality. Advantages of using an agency. The dash you receive. Now, dash you receive. For example, if the dash you receive at interview will benefit you. For example, the money you receive at interview will benefit you. For example, for that they will say, they will give you money. The money you receive, for that they say, they will give you money. Like that. Okay, so let's see.
Anyway, there are lots of benefits to using an agency. For example, the interview will be useful because they'll give you feedback on your performance so you can improve next time.
All right, they will give you feedback. Feed and back. How many words? One word. You will write it all together. Okay, feedback. Next, they talk about vacancies which are not advertised and less dash is involved in applying for jobs. Less something is involved, right? Now they will use the synonym of less.
And they'll have access to jobs which aren't advertised.
Exactly. Most temporary jobs aren't advertised.
And I expect finding a temporary job this way takes a lot less time. It's much easier than ringing up individual companies.
Yes, indeed.
Okay,
Well,
it takes
I think
a lot less time. Correct answer is time. That's good. Okay, now we have part 2, and in part 2 mostly we have multiple choice, matching and maps. Over here we have multiple choice and luckily we have one word only. Sometimes you get one word only in part 2 as well. The title is Matthews Island Holidays. Imagine island holiday. Matthews is the name of company. Island holiday. You go to an island and there you have your holidays. So there is a company that provides island holidays. Question number 11. According to the speaker, the company. Now the speaker will talk about the company. So the question is about company. Option A. Longer than most competitors. See, I did not read all the options. Just underline longer. Longer means they are in the business more than other companies. So longer is the keyword here. Option B. More destinations. What does it mean? More destination than competitors. If competitors are offering 10 destinations, they are offering 20 destinations. So just focus more destinations. Option A, longer in business. Option B, more destinations. And option C, more customers. So if they have more customers, C will be the right answer. Now listen, what's the game plan? The game plan is in multiple choice questions, they check your ability to differentiate true from false. Right? For example, option A, business for longer than most of its competitors. In the audio, if they say, we have recently come into this business or we are new in this business, will A be the right answer? No, A means longer, right? Option B, more destinations. In the audio, if they say we offer a limited number of destinations that we know well, will it be the answer? No, more destinations and limited destinations, they are opposite. Option C, more customers. If they say we have a small number of customers as we are a new company, will it be the answer? And if they say we have more customers than any other company, then it will be the right answer. So this is what they are going to check, whether you understand or you guess. So please now listen and answer.
Good morning. My name's Erica Matthews, and I'm the owner of Matthews Island Holidays, a company set up by my parents. Thank you for coming to this presentation, in which I hope to interest you in what we have to offer. We're a small family-run company, and we believe in the importance of the personal touch. So we don't aim to compete with other companies on the number of customers. What we do is build on our many years' experience, more than almost any other rail holiday company, to ensure we provide perfect holidays in a small number of destinations, which we've got to know extremely well.
A. And it is very important to eliminate the wrong answers. Sometimes you will find the right answer by eliminating two wrong answers. So correct answer is A. Now we go through it again and we see why B and C are wrong. Please listen.
Good morning. Thank you for coming to this presentation. It's a family-run company, and we believe in the importance of the personal touch. So we don't aim to compete with other companies on the number of customers.
We don't aim to compete with other companies on the number of customers. Has more customers? She said we don't aim to compete. C is wrong. Now C is gone. We've got B and A.
What we do is build on our many years' experience, more than almost any other rail holiday company.
See that? More than any other rail holiday company. Build on many years' experience. That is option A. Longer than most of its competitors. For competitors, they use the word other companies. A is the right answer. Now, why B is wrong?
To ensure we provide perfect holidays in a small number of destinations.
Small number of destinations. B is more destinations. Okay? So like this. Now we have, and if the option is long, you need to cut short that option and focus 1, 2, 3 words which will bring you the answer. Question number 12. Where can customers meet tour manager? Very simple. At one location, they will meet tour manager. Liverpool, Heysham, Luton. Now, with one option, they will say, there you will be welcomed by your tour manager, or there your tour manager will greet you, or you will get a chance to meet your tour manager. Okay? Now, just listen and answer.
I'll start with our 6-day Isle of Man holiday. This is a fascinating island in the Irish Sea, with Wales to the south, England to the east, Scotland to the north, and Northern Ireland to the west. Our holiday starts in Heysham, where your tour manager will meet you. Then you'll travel by ferry to the Isle of Man. Some people prefer to fly from Luton instead, and another popular option is to go by train to Liverpool and take a ferry from there.
All right, a lot of ba-ba. Answer came initially and then all that ba-ba. So what's the right answer? B is the right answer. Your tour manager will see you, okay? Did you understand? No, you didn't understand, huh? Okay, I'll just focus.
I'll start and Northern Ireland to the west. Our holiday starts in Heysham, where your tour manager will meet you.
Okay, Heysham, where your tour manager will meet you. Don't just focus the voice of this lady, focus on what she's saying. Yeah, that's better. Then you will understand. Okay, all right. Question number 13. How many lunches are included in the price of the holiday? Right? Now, for example, if they say, we offer 3 days tour, how many lunches? No, you don't know. You need to check that. This is very important. You don't know IELTS people, right? They say, we have 3 days holiday. On the last day, you will have to arrange your own lunch. Something like that, okay? So never try to answer like this. Please now listen and see how many lunches are there.
You have 5 nights in the hotel, and the price covers 5 breakfasts and dinners, and lunch on the 3 days when there are organised trips. Day 4 is free, and most people have lunch in a cafe or restaurant in Douglas.
Lunch on the 3 days, right? So 3 days means answer is A. This is important. Good. Next, customers have to pay extra for. Very simple question. 2 things will be free. Right? For one thing, customers will have to pay extra. Pay extra means additional charge, little fee, you will be charged and all that. Guaranteeing themselves a larger room. Underline guaranteeing larger room. So if they guarantee you will get a larger room and you pay extra for it, A will be the right answer. Booking at short notice. Short notice means tomorrow is the tour and today you are booking. If you pay extra for that, B will be the right answer. Transferring to another date. For example, you book a tour for 25th December. Then you say, no, I want to go on 27th December. If they charge for that, it will be the right answer. So where they say without extra charge, we don't charge, it will not be your answer. Where they say with a little fee, with a little administrative fee, you will be charged, that will be the right answer.
The price of the holiday includes the ferry to the Isle of Man, all travel on the island, the hotel, and the meals I've mentioned. Incidentally, we try to make booking our holidays as simple and fair as possible, So, unlike with many companies, the price is the same whether you book 6 months in advance or at the last minute, and there's no supplement for single rooms in hotels. If you make a booking, then need to change the start date, for example because of illness, you're welcome to change to an alternative date or a different tour for a small administrative fee.
For a small administrative fee. That is option C, exactly, right? Guaranteeing themselves larger room. For that, she said there is no supplement. Supplement means additional fee. And booking at short notice, you last minute or the fee is same, okay? C will be the right answer. Now we go on. Questions 15 to 20. Complete the table below. Write one word and or a number. Question type is one word and or a number. Timetable for Isle of Man. Whenever we have a table, they will follow it day-wise here. Like day 1, activity, arrive, introduction by manager. Hotel dining room has view of the dash. Underline the word view. For view, they use different words. For view, they use the word looks out at. For example, if I say this room looks out at the palm trees. This room looks out at the palm trees means this room has a view of palm trees. View of palm trees or looks out at palm trees, that is the same thing. So whenever they use the word dining room has a view of, whatever you can see from the window of the dining room will be your answer. Now let's see.
Okay, so what does the holiday consist of? Well, on day 1, you'll arrive in time for a short introduction by your tour manager, followed by dinner in the hotel. The dining room looks out at the river, close to where it flows into the harbour, and there's usually plenty of activity going on.
The dining room looks out at the river. Exactly. Dining room looks out at the river. River is the right answer. Day 2, Tynwald exhibition and Peel. Tynwald may have been founded in dash not 979. Now, for example, if I say Pakistan may have been founded in 1947, not 1945. So what is the answer? 1947, right? Because, I mean, with 979 is the wrong date. The right date they will tell you in the audio and you will write it. And answer is going to be a number, very close to 979, okay? This is how you need to understand the question.
On day 2, you'll take the coach to the small town of Peel, on the way calling in at the Tynwald exhibition. The Isle of Man isn't part of the United Kingdom, and it has its own parliament called Tynwald. It's claimed that this is the world's oldest parliament that's still functioning, and that it dates back to 979. However, the earliest surviving reference to it is from 1422, so perhaps it isn't quite as old as it claims.
All right. So 1422, exactly. 979, but actually the latest one is 1422. 1422. Okay, day 3, trip to Snakefell. Travel along promenade in a tram. Then you can see there is this semicolon. One activity is travel along promenade in a tram. Second activity, train to Lexey. Third activity, train to the dash of Snæfell. Now your clue word is Snæfell. There will be a train. Train will take you to a location of Snæfell. Answer will come with Snæfell. We'll say there will be a train to a village of Snæfell. There will be a train to village of Snæfell means answer is village. Okay, so answer will come with Snæfell. This is a tricky question.
Day 3, we have a trip to the mountain Snæfell. This begins with a leisurely ride along the promenade in Douglas in a horse-drawn tram. Then you board an electric train which takes you to the fishing village of Laxey. From there, it's an 8-kilometre ride in the Snæfell Mountain Railway to the top. Lunch will be in the cafe, giving
8-kilometer ride to the top. Exactly. Right answer is top. Listen again from here. I told you technical question.
Which takes you to the fishing village of Laxey. From there, It's an 8-kilometre ride in the Snaefell Mountain Railway to the top.
To the
Lunch will be in the
top.
cafe, giving you spectacular views of the island.
Okay, once you are in the cafe, you will see the spectacular view of the islands. You cannot say train to the cafe of Snaefell. They said to the top. Sometimes this preposition can be a nice, clue for you. They said to the top. So to the is already there. Answer is top. Day 4 is free day. And company provides a dash for local transport and heritage sites. Company will give you something for local transport. Means you can travel by public transport without any ticket. Company will give you something. Maybe a card, like we have metro ticket or card or anything like that.
Day 4 is free for you to explore, using the pass which we'll give you. So you won't have to pay for travel on local transport or for entrance to the island's heritage sites.
Okay, what will they give? Pass, exactly. P-A-S-S, pass. Day 5, take the dash railway. Dash railway means type of railway. Take the electric railway, take the coal railway or anything like that. It's going to be the type of railway. Train to Douglas to Port Erin.
The last full day, day 5, is for some people the highlight of the holiday, with a ride on the steam railway from Douglas to Port Erin.
Okay, steam railway, S-T-E-E-E-A-M. Well done, steam. And then railway is already written. So correct answer is steam. Free time, then coach to Castletown. Former dash has old. Now former means previous, last. Or we use the word ex-prime minister, former prime minister, previous prime minister, last prime minister, or we can use another one, used to be the prime minister. Used to means hua karte the, something like that. So former dash has old castle.
After some time to explore, a coach will take you to the headland that overlooks the Calf of Man, a small island just off the coast. From there, you continue to Castletown, which used to be the capital of the Isle of Man and its medieval castle.
Okay, which used to be the capital. Now see that the word former. For former, they use the word used to be, right? Former. Like this brother had a fiancée in the past and he didn't get married with her. So he can say, she used to be my fiancée, right? Former fiancée or used to be his fiancée. All right, let's go on. We've got part 3, listening. And part 3 is what I call elephant of IELTS, listening. This is the toughest part because in part 3, all of a sudden there is a change. And the change is they start educational content. Part 1 is social, part 2 is social, part 3 and part 4, they are educational. In part 4, you will find 2 students discussing their education related issues, anything related to education, their presentation, their project, their dissertation, or anything related to their subject of studies in the university. Now, we've got, in this part 3, it starts with matching type of questions. So if it is computer delivered, you will drag and drop the option in front of the question. First, we read the question. What did findings of previous research claim about the personality traits a child is likely to have because of their position in the family? Okay, findings of previous research. Now listen, your main focus should be on the result of previous research. If they tell you about current research, latest research, will it be your answer? No, your answer is only previous research. And your answer is going to be only what the research says, previous research. Next, they say personality traits. Personality traits are personality qualities. Like, some children are rude, some children are outgoing, some children are, extra introvert. What is the opposite of introvert? Extrovert. Okay, so these are personality traits. Then the next thing is position in the family. What is position in the family? Eldest child, middle child, youngest child, second child. These are positions in the family. Now, position in the family is given in the questions And then we have personality traits. So when they give you half minute to read the questions, it's a good idea to read the options because questions are straightforward. Eldest child, middle child, youngest child, twin, and all that. Now, they are going to actually paraphrase these options. Outgoing. Outgoing is someone who is extrovert, confident, who talks to others, and all that. Next is selfish. Selfish is someone who thinks this world revolves around me. कि पूरी दुनिया मेरी है. Okay, so selfish is that. Next is independent. Independent is someone who is doing things on his own. For example, when you are a child and then you suddenly start wearing your clothes on your own, going to the washroom on your own, doing your brush on your own and all that. So we call it independent. So independent means when you do things on your own or when you do things without anybody's help. I'm telling you all that because in the audio they are going to use these synonyms, paraphrasing and all that. Attention seeking. Attention seeking means you want to be under the limelight. You want everyone to pay attention. We call it attention-seeking behavior, right? Next, introverted. Introverted means who doesn't talk to others, who is not friendly with others. Next, cooperative. Cooperative is a child who does things with others, together with other students, other people, and all that. Next is caring. In IELTS, for caring, they commonly use the word nurturing. Caring, nurturing. Nurture is care. Nurturing and caring. And H is competitive. Competitive means when you compete with others. For example, when you want to be the best in the class, you have competitive behavior. I want to be the best. I want to be better than others. That is competitive behavior. Okay? Now they are going to use synonyms. We will do it one by one and just see how to answer. Question number 21, eldest child.
Ed, how are you getting on with the reading for our presentation next week?
Well, okay, Ruth, but there's so much of it.
I know. I hadn't realised birth order was such a popular area of research.
But the stuff on birth order and personality is mostly unreliable. From what I've been reading, a lot of the claims about how your position in the family determines certain personality traits are just stereotypes, with no robust evidence to support them.
Okay, until now, there is no answer. Answer will come when they use the word eldest child. So you have to listen and wait patiently, right? Yeah.
Okay, but that's an interesting point. We could start by outlining what previous research has shown. There are studies going back over 100 years.
Yeah, so we could just run through some of the typical traits. Like the consensus seems to be that oldest children are generally less well-adjusted, because they never get over the arrival of a younger sibling.
Right, but on a positive note, some studies claim that they were thought to be good at nurturing. Certainly in the past, when people had large families, they would have been expected to look after the younger ones.
Some studies claimed, right, they were good at nurturing. Exactly. When they were large families, so they were good at nurturing. Like the eldest sister was taking care of her younger brother. So correct answer is G. And it came in the end. Just focus this part.
Yeah, so we could just run through some of the typical traits. Like the consensus seems to be that oldest children are generally less well-adjusted.
Now, this is the consensus. Oldest children are generally less adjusted and all that.
Because they never get over the arrival of a younger sibling.
But I told you, you will listen to everything which is about the studies. Study means research and the previous research.
Right, but on a positive note, some studies claim that they...
Some studies claimed that. Now you will listen carefully and you will find the answer. Claimed that...
were thought to be good at nurturing.
They were thought to be good at nurturing. They were thought. Which tense? Past tense. They were thought. So findings of previous research. And previous research will come in the past tense. And nurturing means caring. Correct answer is G. Next we have middle child.
There isn't such a clear picture for middle children, but one trait that a lot of the studies mention is that they are easier to get on with than older or younger siblings.
Generally eager to please and helpful, although that's certainly not accurate as far as my family goes. My middle brother was a nightmare, always causing fights and envious of whatever I had.
So, F. That's right. But she, whatever she says about herself, that is not your answer. She said, my middle brother was a nightmare, always causing fight. But that is not our answer. We are only interested in the studies. So, correct answer for that is F. Please listen again.
There isn't such a clear picture for middle children. But one trait that a lot of the studies mention is that they are easier to get on with than older.
They are easier to get on with their older or younger siblings or brothers or sisters, right? Easier to get on means they are cooperative.
Or younger siblings.
Generally eager to please and helpful.
Generally eager to please and helpful. When you are eager to please and helpful, you are cooperative. Now what she says?
Although that's certainly not accurate as far as my family goes.
That's not accurate as far as my family and all that. But we are not interested in that. Question number 23, youngest child. Youngest child means the last child of the family. Okay, ladala. So let's see what do they say about youngest child.
As I said, none of this seems to relate to my own experience. I'm the youngest in my family, and I don't recognise myself in any of the studies I've read about. I'm supposed to have been a sociable and confident child who made friends easily.
I'm supposed to be a confident, sociable child who made friends easily. What does it mean? Yeah, and he said, I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be means according to the studies. I am supposed to be, right? So, a child that made friends easily. Please listen again.
As I said, none of this seems to relate to my own experience. I'm the youngest in my family, and I don't recognise myself in any of the studies I've read about. I'm supposed to have been a sociable and confident child who made friends easily, but I was actually terribly shy.
Really? That's funny.
I was terribly shy. I'm supposed to be. Supposed to be means according to the study, right? All right. Next, we have twin.
There have been hundreds of studies on twins, but mostly about nurture versus nature.
There was one on personality which said that a twin is likely to be quite shy in social situations because they always have their twin around to depend on for support.
So twin is shy in social situation. What is shy in social situation? Introverted. That's right. A twin is shy in social situations. That is option E. All right, let's go on. Question number 25. Only child. Only child is like ikalota, only one, right? Yeah.
My cousins were like that when they were small. They were only interested in each other and found it hard to engage with other kids. They're fine now, though.
Only children have had a really bad press. A lot of studies have branded them as loners who think the world revolves around them because they've never had to fight for their parents' attention.
Okay, they are loners who think the world revolves around them and they don't have to fight for attention and all that. Answer is B. That's right, selfish. Okay, last, a child with much older sibling. Child with much older sibling means there is a small child and the large one, there is a difference a lot, right? Okay, let's see, what do they say about it?
That does seem a bit harsh. One category I hadn't considered before was children with much older siblings. A couple of studies mentioned that these children grow up more quickly and are expected to do basic things for themselves, like getting dressed.
I can see how that might be.
Okay, basic things for themselves, like getting dressed and all that. So that is independent. Exactly. Purely your English vocabulary test, right? C will be the right answer. So when you write your answer, you will write the labels only, A, B, C, D. Okay, now we go on. We have two questions which are multiple choice with very long options. Question number 27. What do speakers say about the evidence relating to birth order and academic success? Now, underline birth order, academic success. Okay? For example, how important birth order is for academic success. Like you say, the eldest child is usually spoiled. Bada bachcha kharab hota hai. दरमियान वाला और आखिरी लायक निकलता है, something like that, okay? So anyways, relating to birth order and academic success. Option A, conflicting evidence. If the evidence is conflicting means you say something else, I mean, your research says something else, my research says something else, the evidence is conflicting, people don't trust that, then A will be the right answer. Option B, little doubt. If the evidence is doubtful, or if birth order and academic success, they are doubtful about it, little doubt about it, B will be the right answer. And if studies neglected important factors, underline the word neglected important factors. And what is that? Family size, right? If the family size is small, things are different. If the family size is large, things are different. So neglected. Neglected means if they did not take into account. When you do not take something into account, it means you neglect it. Right? For example, we did not take into account the bad weather. हमने बुरे मौसम का तो सोचा ही नहीं. Exactly, did not notice. So let's see, what do the speakers say about evidence relating to birth order and academic success?
What was the problem with most of these studies, do you think?
I think it was because, in a lot of cases, data was collected from only one sibling per family, who rated him or herself and his or her siblings at the same time.
Some of the old research into the relationship between birth order and academic achievement has been proved to be accurate, though. Performances in intelligence tests decline slightly from the eldest child to his or her younger siblings. This has been proved in lots of recent studies.
Yes, although what many of them didn't take into consideration was family size. The more siblings there are, the likelier the family is to have a low socio-economic status.
Okay, what many of them did not take into consideration is family size. See, that's right. What many of them means some studies neglected, did not take into consideration, and that is family size. So correct answer is C, family size. Question number 28. What does Ruth think is surprising about the difference in oldest children's academic performance? So now you will listen to Ruth think, first thing, and difference in oldest children's academic performance. Oldest means eldest. Eldest child's academic performance. All right. Option A, roles as teachers. Like, the eldest, eldest child is teaching the youngest one. Right? बड़ी बाजी पढ़ाती हैं छोटे भाई को, सही फेंटती है. Okay? Yes. So that is their role as teachers. Like the eldest children, they have a role as a teacher. They teach their younger ones. B, advantages they have only lead to slightly higher level of achievement. So advantages and slightly higher level of achievement means their achievement is not very big. They have small achievement. And option C, extra parental attention. Now, who gets extra parental attention? Oldest children. They get extra parental attention, right? All right, let's go on. We just listen to it.
But the main reason for the marginally higher academic performance of oldest children is quite surprising, I think. It's not only that they benefit intellectually from extra attention at a young age, which is what I would have expected. It's that they benefit from being teachers for their younger siblings by verbalizing processes.
Right. And this gives them status and confidence, which again contributes in a small way to better performance.
Sure? All right. B, yes, that's right. C किसने बोला? Good, good. तीनों ही सही हैं, ठीक है? Yes.
But the main reason for the marginally higher academic performance of oldest children is quite surprising, I think. It's not only that they benefit intellectually from extra attention at a young age.
It's not. It's not. She said it's not. Okay, and then she said, as I had thought. Whenever they use in multiple choice, I had thought, I had expected, right? That is not the right answer.
Which is what I would have expected.
Which is what I would have expected. So whenever they use I would have expected, that's never the right answer.
It's that they benefit from being teachers for their...
It's what they benefit from being teachers. Now, which option is that? A, roles as teachers.
Younger siblings.
For their younger siblings. Okay? All right, that's good. Questions 29 and 30. Choose two letters, A to E. Which two experiences of sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry, brothers and sisters, they fight with one another, okay? Sibling rivalry. Do the speakers agree have been valuable? Now, two experiences, sibling rivalry, and they agree they have been valuable. Learning to share. Learning to share means to share your things with your brothers and sisters. Option B, stand up for oneself. Stand up for oneself means fight for your rights. Stand up for oneself means defend yourself. Fight for your rights. Option C, be a good loser. At the end, mother says, okay, give it to your brother and you are a loser. Okay, yeah. My younger brother was a very good loser. Whenever there was birthday, I wanted to celebrate my birthday. I asked my mom, I need a cake and all that. And my younger brother said, okay, give me 5 rupees and don't celebrate my birthday. So he was a very good loser. All right. Next, be tolerant. Tolerant means to put up with others. Or what other words can we use for tolerance? To bear, patience, to show patience, to put up with others and all that. And option E, to say sorry. Now, two experiences of sibling rivalry, speakers agree. This is very important. Out of 5 options, on 3 options, speakers will not agree. On 2 options, they will agree, and those 2 options will be the right answers.
So, would you say sibling rivalry has been a useful thing for you?
I think so. My younger brother was incredibly annoying, and we fought a lot. But I think this has made me a stronger person. I know how to defend myself.
This has made me a stronger person. I know how to defend myself. So 29. Right answer is B. Learning how to stand up for oneself. Now we go to 30.
We had some terrible arguments, and I would have died rather than apologise to him. But we had to put up with each other, and most of the time we coexisted amicably enough.
Yes, my situation was pretty similar.
So,
But I don't think having 2 older brothers make...
okay, now we are just interested as they're talking about. So what did he say this time? I would have died rather than apologize. Option E, to say sorry. She said, I would have died rather than apologize. Maafi nahi mangugi, jaan nikal lo meri chahe. Something like that, okay? So
We had some terrible arguments, and I would have died rather than apologise to him. But we had to put up with each other.
we had to put up with each other. That is learning to be tolerant. We had to put up with each other.
And most of the time we coexisted amicably enough.
And most of the time we coexisted amicably enough. Coexisted amicably means to be tolerant. So correct answer is option B and option D. All right. Okay guys, now we've got IELTS listening part 4, and IELTS listening part 4 is always a lecture, and that lecture is on any research based topic. Okay, now over here we have eucalyptus tree in Australia. Eucalyptus is a tree. Okay, if you don't understand which type of tree it is, it's not necessary for you. It's a kind of popular tree. We call it popular tree. Eucalyptus tree in Australia. So there is a lecture about tree and all that. Importance. What is the importance? It provides. What do they mean by it? Tree. Exactly. Tree provides. And for provides, they commonly use the word gives. It gives. It gives dash and food for a wide range of species. Food is already mentioned. For food, they may use the word nutrition or anything else. So it gives dash and food. Now please listen and answer.
Today, I'm going to talk about the eucalyptus tree. This is a very common tree here in Australia, where it's also sometimes called the gum tree. First, I'm going to talk about why it's important. Then I'm going to describe some problems it faces at present. Right, well, the eucalyptus tree is an important tree for lots of reasons. For example, it gives shelter to creatures like birds and bats, and these and other species also depend on it for food, particularly the nectar from its flowers.
Okay, shelter. Well done. It gives shelter, and then he said depend on food and all that. They depend on it for food. So correct answer is shelter. Question number 32. Its leaves. Its leaves means the tree leaves. The tree leaves provide something which is used to make a disinfectant. All right, they extract something from, now answer is going to be from the leaves, they extract something. So whatever they extract from the leaves will be the right answer, and they use it, maybe there is some liquid, its leaves provide liquid. They use that liquid to make a disinfectant.
So it supports biodiversity. It's useful to us humans too, because we can kill germs with a disinfectant made from oil extracted from eucalyptus leaves.
Oil. See, they used passive voice, right? Oil extracted from eucalyptus leaves. So correct answer is oil. Next, reasons for present decline in number. Now this tree is declining. What is the reason? First reason is disease. Mandula yellow is the type of disease, and for you it is not important to understand which disease is that. Just take it as a disease. Cause. What is the cause? Lime. Lime is a substance. We call it tuna as well, I guess. Lime. Calcium carbonate. All right. Lime used for making dash was absorbed. Now they used lime for making what? For making, they can use the word construction, making, manufacturing, building, or anything. So you just need to see where do they use lime.
The eucalyptus grows all over Australia, and the trees can live for up to 400 years. So it's alarming that all across the country, numbers of eucalyptus are falling because the trees are dying off prematurely. So what are the reasons for this? One possible reason is disease. As far back as the 1970s, the trees started getting a disease called Mundula yellows. The tree's leaves would gradually turn yellow, then the tree would die. It wasn't until 2004 that they found the cause of the problem was lime, or calcium hydroxide, to give it its proper chemical name, which was being used in the construction of roads.
Which was
the lime was being washed away.
Shut up. Yeah, which was being used in the construction of calcium hydroxide. He said hydro, yeah, not calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is that... No, that is different. Calcium carbonate is different. Yeah. CaCO? Yeah. Okay, let's come back to it. I'm not good at chemistry. So correct answer is roads. R-O-A-D-S. And by the way, have you noticed this accent of English is which one? Australian. Yeah, this is also, but it's standard international English. For you, it is English. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, exactly. Let's go on. After that, they will talk about it. The word sugar is written. Then they've mentioned the word bell miner. When they use the word bushfire, you will be alert again. Before that, listen casually as the audio is going on. Bushfire. And then they talk about William Jackson. Sorry, we missed question 34. I'm sorry. Yeah. Bell miner associated dieback. Now, it's another disease. One is Mandola yellow. Second is bell miner. We don't know what bell miner is. Cause, dash, feed on eucalyptus leaves. Now, something eats. Feed on means eats. Something eats eucalyptus leaves. Let's see what eats that.
But this problem only affected a relatively small number of trees. By 2000, huge numbers of eucalyptus were dying along Australia's east coast of a disease known as bell miner associated dieback. The bell miner is a bird, and the disease seems to be common where there are high populations of bell miners. Again, it's the leaves of the trees that are affected. What happens is that insects settle on the leaves and eat their way round them, destroying them as they go, and at the same time they secrete a solution which has sugar in it.
Insects, exactly. They eat and then they secrete a solution which has sugar in it and all that. So correct answer is insects. Good job. Next we have bushfires and William Jackson's theory. High frequency bushfires. You may have heard about bushfires in Australia, bushfires in Canada, right? And in Turkey as well, exactly. So William Jackson's theory, high frequency bushfires have impact on vegetation, resulting in the growth of something. As a result of bushfires, something grows. Now what does grow or what grows as a result of bushfire will be your answer. It's going to be a plant.
But experts say that trees can start looking sick before any sign of bell minor associated dieback. So it looks as if the problem might have another explanation. One possibility is that it's to do with the huge bushfires that we have in Australia. A theory proposed over 40 years ago by ecologist William Jackson is that the frequency of bushfires in a particular region affects the type of vegetation that grows there. If there are very frequent bushfires in a region, this encourages grass to grow afterwards, while if the bushfires...
Okay, this encourages grass to grow afterwards. So resulting in and this encourages to grass grow and all that. So answer is grass. Okay, next bullet point, but there is no question. They will talk about mid-frequency bushfire and all that. Next, question number 36. Mid-frequency bushfire result in the growth of eucalyptus forests because they, what do they mean by they? Bushfires, mid-frequency bushfires make more dash available to the trees. Make something more available to the trees. Now let's see, it's something that a tree needs. Make more available to the trees.
So why is this? Why do fairly frequent bushfires actually support the growth of eucalyptus? Well, one reason is that the fire stops the growth of other species which would consume water needed by eucalyptus trees.
All right, make more water available to the trees. Exactly. Just focus this last part,
So
please.
why is that the fire stops the growth of other species which would consume water?
Other species which consume water. Now, fire stops the consumption of water to other species. As a result, eucalyptus gets more water. So make more water available to the tree. How make more water available? Other species, other plants, they die in the fire. So then more water is available for eucalyptus.
Needed by eucalyptus trees.
Okay, maintain the quality of the dash. Quality of dash. Now just focus. Quality of what?
And there's another reason. If these other quick-growing species of bushes and plants are allowed to proliferate, they harm the eucalyptus in another way by affecting the composition of the soil and removing nutrients from it.
Okay, by affecting the composition of soil. Affecting the composition of soil means quality of soil. Right? Quality, and for that they use the word composition. Next, low frequency bushfires result in the growth of dash rainforest. Can you see inverted commas? It's a terminology. Dash rainforests. Okay? So, which is, and then there is another question.
But since Europeans arrived on the continent, the number of bushfires has been strictly controlled. Now, scientists believe that this reduced frequency of bushfires to low levels has led to what's known as dry rainforest, which seems an odd...
Has led to what is known as. Whenever there are inverted commas, they usually use the word what is called, what is known as, and then they use the word dry rainforest. So answer is dry. Rainforest is already given. Which is a dash ecosystem? Now type of ecosystem. Which is a dash ecosystem? Let's see. The answer will come with the word ecosystem. And sometimes this happens. First they will use the word ecosystem, and then after that they will give you the answer, right?
And what's special about this type of rainforest? Well, unlike tropical rainforest, which is a rich ecosystem, this type of ecosystem
Good.
is
Well
usually a
done. Excellent. Rich. Good. IELTS tonight and tomorrow Canada. All right. See, he said this type of ecosystem is rich, but rich is not the answer. You have to wait, right? And you're already bothering the whole class by yelling out the answer. Thoda sabr kare, theek hai? Yeah, exactly. Now, it's not the answer. Let's go on. And they always have a trap for the right person, right? So, mashallah, yeah.
unlike tropical rainforest,
Unlike, he used the word unlike tropical rainforest, which is rich ecosystem. We are interested in dry rainforest. He talked about tropical rainforest.
which is a rich ecosystem. This type of ecosystem is usually a simple one.
This type of ecosystem is usually a simple one. What do they mean by one? Ecosystem. Well done. Correct answer is simple. Exactly. Yeah. Let's go on. Question number 40. An ideal environment for the dash of the bell miner. Now they mentioned bell miner is a bird. Okay, ideal environment for the dash of bell miner. For what? For the growth of bell miner, for something related to bell miner.
The vegetation provides lots of shade. So one species that does find it ideal is the bell miner bird, which builds its nests in the undergrowth there.
Okay,
But again,
which builds its nests in the undergrowth there. Correct answer is nest or nests. Both are right. Okay, that's good. So in IELTS, you have to listen till the end. And by the way, if you have written the wrong, I tell you, I don't blame you for that. IELTS is like this. They cheat you a lot. For example, in part 1, there was one audio, the time of meeting. So what time does the meeting start? The lady says it'll start at 12 o'clock. You write 12 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry. Last night they changed the schedule. It's 12:30 instead. Fitemu, yeah? But they do it like this, okay? So doesn't matter. You write your answer, cross it, but keep listening. It's not that you write your answer, yeah, now I'm waiting for the next answer. Keep listening. Sometimes they actually deny what they previously say and then they tell you the right answer, okay? That's good. Thank you. Okay, let's get started. We have this reading test and we are going to solve it all together. But you have to notice how to read the question. After reading the question, how to go to the passage and what are the clue words, how to find the clue words and all that. Remember, in IELTS reading, you don't have to read all the passages. There is no need to read all the passages. For example, in one section, there are 13 questions. So it means there are 13 points in the passage which you have to read. I have solved several IELTS reading tests and sometimes I see 2 to 3 paragraphs are untouched. After answering all the questions, I see 2 to 3 paragraphs are still untouched. It means there was no question in those paragraphs. So the first thing is you're not supposed to read everything. The second thing is after reading the question, your first target is to locate the part of the passage which is related to that very question. And once you find it, then you've got to read it carefully. Otherwise, don't read. Without reaching the right paragraph or the right sentence, do not read. Just skim read. Look at the text, look at the words, right? When you find this is the right place, then you have to read, okay? And you will find it. Every question gives you a clue in IELTS reading. So we get started. The title is Local Countryside Walks. Is that right? Yeah? Local countryside walks. Now walks we understand. Countryside, village area. So local village area walks, like you go for a walk in the village area. The following walks have colored marker posts to guide you. Now they have the walks and they have colored marker posts to guide you. Groove Mill, Black Hill and all that. These are all the trails and the walks in the countryside. Now we come to questions. Questions 1 to 6, look at the 5 descriptions of walks A to E on page 62. for which walk are the following statements true? So this is what we call which paragraph contains the following information. Very common question type in academic IELTS as well as in general training IELTS. Okay. Now you will not read the questions. First of all, you will skim read the first paragraph. And when you skim read the first paragraph, you can underline some words which you think are important. If you are appearing in paper delivered IELTS, you can underline while using pencil. But then later on, when there is only computer delivered IELTS, with the right click of the mouse, you can underline that. But you don't need to underline. You know why? Because the passage can be scrolled. I mean, for example, imagine questions are here and you scroll the paragraph here. So you can easily go back to paragraph, read the questions, and it is much easier than this paper delivered. Okay. So now we come to paragraph A. Take either yellow path or blue path. Now what does it mean? There are two paths, yellow and blue. So underline either. Either means there are two options. Both eventually come out at the old water mill. Now both have the same destination. And you need to imagine also. Imagine yellow path, imagine blue path, and they come to old water mill and are at about the same level of difficulties. So underline same level of difficulty. There is a shallow stream which runs alongside the yellow path. So underline the word stream. Dogs enjoy a swim here if it is hot. So you may underline dogs, anything related to animals. And there are trees to help keep you cool while you wait. So means there is the shade of the trees as well. Again, remember, imagination will help you retain all the information. Now we come to the questions. Question number 1, there is very little shade, but it's not there. They said there are many trees, so there is a lot of shade. But please underline very little shade because this question will go somewhere. Question number 2, there are some steep sections. Underline steep sections. What is steep? Downwards or upwards? It is steep. Okay, steep sections. Like we say steep mountains. Question number 3, there is a choice of route on this walk. Either blue or yellow. What is that? Choice of route. Coffee or tea. All right. So this is, what we call choice. So correct answer for question number 3 is option A. Well done. And now you're going to cross number 3 from here as well. In actual exam, if it is computer delivered, at the bottom, there is that question 1 to 40. And the questions which you attend, the color will be changed so that you can see I have answered these questions. And the questions which have not been attended, their color will be different. Down there will be a panel with all 40 questions. Okay. Now, we read all the questions, by the way. Question number 4, there is a special site for watching wildlife. Underline wildlife. Wildlife, what does it mean? Deer and other animals, okay, wild animals. Dogs must not be allowed to run freely. Now, they talked about dogs. Did they say? They said dogs enjoy a swim here. Have they mentioned dogs are not allowed to run freely? So it's not that. Now, those who do not understand, they will see the word dog, good. Okay, yeah. So this is a trap for those who do not understand. You need to see in which context are they talking about it. Question number 6, you can sit down in several places. Very simple. They will mention there are benches on different places or several places and all that. Now we have read all 6 questions. When we go to paragraph B, we will match paragraph B with the questions. So let's get started. Black Hill Trail. Follow the marker post carefully as you make your way through some dense forest. If you take a wrong turn, as walkers often do, your walk could end up being a lot longer than you expected. Sun may be shining, but there is plenty of damp underground. Sun will be shining, but plenty of damp underground. They did not mention shade. Okay. So wear a tough pair of hiking boots if you don't want your feet to get wet. It isn't advisable to take small dogs on this trail. So which question? That's right. Question number 5 is dogs must not be allowed to run freely. It's only running. But over here they say it is advisable to take small dogs. It isn't advisable to take small dogs. Have they talked about small dogs in the question? No. So? there is no question which matches with paragraph B. Paragraph B is empty. Okay, this is also possible. Okay, yeah. See, at times you buy amrood, and amrood is amrood, right? Once my friend Yasin bought amrood, और माशाल्लाह 2 कीड़े निकले बड़े-बड़े उसमें से. So किस्मत की बात है, okay? And he went to the what do you say, fruit seller. He said अमरूद में कीड़े हैं. He said आपकी किस्मत है. कल एक बंदे का मोटरसाइकिल भी निकला था. So it's like that. So this paragraph is empty. Okay. Now we've got paragraph C, Fernway. Route is winding but fairly flat and doesn't require any special footwear or equipment. It is accessed by a gate with a strong bolt to keep sheep and cows in the field. Sheep and cow, are they wildlife? They are not wildlife, okay? The path is lined on both sides by firs and some majestic redwoods that date back to the 19th century. So far, no question. There are benches along the way where you can rest and admire the beauty of the area. Excellent. Well done. Benches. Question number 6. You can sit down in several places. So question number 6, correct answer is C. And we will cross number 6 as well. Not clear? Is it clear to you? Good. Very good. So you can cross number 6 as well so that you don't read it again. Now, we've got 2 paragraphs and how many questions? 4 questions are left. So it means 2 questions per paragraph or 3 questions per paragraph, like that. Okay, now we come to option D. Be prepared to go up and down a bit on this route. Go up and down. Exactly, that's right. So there are some steep sections. Go up and down. Exactly, it's that. Huh? Steep, like the bridge is steep. So go up and down, it means steep, right? So question number 2, there are some steep sections. And what is the word for steep section? Go up and down, exactly. So question number 2, correct answer is D. And we will cross number 2 as well from the list. Now let's read on. The first section is uphill. Yeah, here. I mean, this is what we call steep. Up and down is also steep, and uphill. Then the path flattens out, but not for long, so you need to be fairly fit. The exercise is worth it though, as there are some spectacular views across the valley. There is a viewing platform from which you may be lucky enough to see one of the herds of deer that roam the area. Well done. Number 4. So what is deer? Exactly, wildlife. Good job. So question number 4, there is a special site for watching wildlife. Question number 4, answer is D. And we cross number 4 from the list as well. Now 1 paragraph and 2 questions. You don't have to read. If you have done all well, you don't have to read. Both answers are here. Just write them down and go ahead. Anyways, paragraph E, a circular path will take you past tree and plant species from around the world that are cared for by a dedicated team of volunteers. If you bring your dog, keep it on a lead as the smaller shrubs can be easily destroyed. If you bring a dog, keep it on a lead. Lead means usko rassi bandh ke rakhein. Keep it on a lead. So what does it mean? Dogs must not be allowed to run freely. When you keep it on a lead, then the dog is not allowed to run freely. Like bakre ko nahi chain bandh ke rakhte hain to bhag nahi sakta kahin pe. It's just like that. Okay, so question number 5, answer is E. All right, then we go on. The path itself is open and unprotected, so be sure to wear a hat or you could get sunburnt. Exactly, that is question number 1. There is very little shade. What is the wording for very little shade? The path itself is open. Path is open and unprotected, so be sure to wear a hat or you could get sunburnt. Okay? All right, so we answered 6 questions. Now we go on. The second passage is about properties, and the title is Poppy Properties. So it may be a property dealer or a property company, property agency, reviewed by It's the word Sally, not Sally. Okay, yeah. Now we come to questions, and the question type is true, false, not given. Yes, please. Now we have true, false, not given. Okay, so when we have true, false, not given, very simple. Read the question carefully. In the question, there will be a sentence, or there will be a phrase, or there will be a single word which will decide whether the answer is going to be true or false or not given. Question number 7, Sally Hanu Goldie. Wow, what a nice name. Sally Hanu Goldie is still renting a property with Poppy Properties. Now, please underline, still renting a property. Now, you understand, if she is still renting a property with this company, answer is true. If she rented in the past, but now she has discontinued, answer is false. And if they don't tell us whether she is still renting with them or she's not renting with them, then answer is not given. And now questions and answers are going to be in order. So we come back. First paragraph. I have had a terrible experience with Poppy Properties, and as an ex-tenant, it means he's not doing it anymore. Ex-tenant, I advise you to go elsewhere if you want to rent or buy a property, as I have now done. I have now done means she has gone to someone else. So is she still renting property with them? No. So what is the answer? Answer is false. If you understand the question, then you can understand the passage and everything. Question number 8, Sally was the first person to view the flat. Underline first person. View the flat. If she was first, answer is true. If she was second, third, fourth, answer is false. And if they don't tell us first or second, then it is not given. So we come back. Same paragraph, third line. When I initially viewed my Poppy Properties flat, I was accompanied by Lily Egerton, one of the 2 staff who run the company. Now listen, when I initially viewed, she initially viewed. But have they mentioned that, like the question goes, like Sally was the first person to view the flat. Have they mentioned that Sally was the first person? She said, I initially viewed the flat. Means jab maine pehle ye flat dekha. But she did not say, I am the first person who saw the flat, or I was the second person. So what should be the answer? Answer is not given. And over here, initially and first can be confusing for you. But she's saying when I initially means in the beginning. Initially does not mean she was the first person. It means in the beginning. Yes. Practice. That is what we call practice. Okay, in question number 7, we saw that still renting. So when you read the question, when you practice again and again, then you realize what to check. Okay, yeah. All right, question number 9, Sally made a quick decision to rent the property. Now look here, if the decision was quick, now this is the word, quick decision. If the decision was quick, answer is true. If she took her time to make the decision, answer will be false. And if they don't tell us whether the decision was quick or she took time, it is not given. So we come back. Decision and all that. Please come to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th line. After full stop, I knew immediately that it was the right property for me. I knew immediately. What does it mean? Quick decision. Right? I knew immediately that it was the right property for me because of the convenient location. So Sally made a quick decision. I knew immediately. When you know something immediately, it means you decide that is a quick decision. Question number 9, answer is true. That's right. Question number 10. Flat was on a lower level than Sally had expected. Now listen. Sally expected the flat to be on 10th floor and the flat was on 7th floor. Means lower level than she had expected. So her expectation would be it would be on 20th floor, but it was on 9th floor, something like that. So we come back. Same paragraph. Can you see the word 12th floor? Okay, the flat was on the 12th floor, which I admit was a surprise to me as I thought it was lower when I first read about it. What is the question? The flat was on a lower level than Sally had expected. It was not on a lower level than her expectation. She had expected lower level, but it was upper level. Okay, again, please come back and read. The flat was on the 12th floor, which I admit was a surprise to me as I thought it was lower when I first read about it. It is true. Why true? Read the question. Read the question. Flat was on a lower level than Sally had expected. It is false. Okay, that's right. All right. So, why is it false? Because it was at the upper level, not the lower level than her expectation. Question number 11, Lily's behavior towards Sally changed over time. If Lily's behavior changed with Sally, answer is true. If behavior remained same, answer is false. And if they don't tell us whether behavior changed or not, then it is not given. Now we look for Lily. Okay, that's right. We've got this word Lily here in 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth last line. But Lily was very encouraging. Now, what is the behavior of Lily? Encouraging. Lily was very encouraging and I felt confident that I was making the right choice. At this point, she was professional and kind, but once I had moved into the property, I discovered that she was far less approachable than she had been during the viewing period. So behavior changed. First, she was very friendly and then she was not even approachable, right? Like the property dealers do. Okay, so what is the answer? Lily's behavior towards Sally changed over time. Exactly. First, she was friendly, approachable, encouraging, and then she was less approachable. All right. Question number 12. Flat that Sally rented from Poppy Properties was unfurnished. Now, unfurnished will decide the answer. Okay. Please come back. Second paragraph. First line. At the start of my tenancy, a number of issues were unsatisfactory in the property. For example, as a new tenant, you have a right to expect your flat to be clean. In fact, carpets should be professionally cleaned, but mine had not even been hovered. Now, have they mentioned anything that the flat Sally rented from Poppy's property was unfurnished? There isn't anything about furnished or unfurnished, so the answer is not given. The word furnished itself is not mentioned. Okay, next question, 13. Sally employed someone to clean her carpets. Now, if she employed someone, like she had a maid to clean her carpets, answer is true. If she did it on her own, answer is false. And if they don't tell us who cleaned the carpets, answer is not given. So carpets is the clue word. Second paragraph, third line. In fact, carpets should be professionally cleaned, but mine had not even been hovered. I had hoped that this problem would be addressed quickly, but nothing happened, and so I did the job myself. What does it mean? She cleaned the carpets herself, and the question is Sally employed someone to clean her carpets, but actually she did the job herself. That is why answer is false. Question number 14. Landlord raised Sally's rent while she was living in the flat. Now she was living in the flat and the landlord raised the rent. So we come back. Look for the word landlord, rent, and all that. I'm reading it from fourth last line after full stop. The company did nothing. Found it? Okay, the company did nothing, so in the end, I just avoided using the oven while I lived there. Several times I asked to speak to the landlord directly, but was told this was not possible. No one should have to put up with these problems, particularly when Poppy Properties charge such high rents. It is not given that landlord raised Sally's rent while she was living in the flat. There is no information. That is why answer is not given. All right, now we've got the next passage, procedure for making a complaint at work. Now just imagine you are working, you are a professional, so there is a procedure to make a complaint at work, right? And then they say if you have a problem or complaint at work, you might want to take this up with your employer. This is called raising a grievance. Raising a grievance means to make a complaint against anybody, against your boss and all that. Now we come to questions, and the questions are flowchart completion. Remember all the completion type of questions: sentence completion, notes completion, summary completion, flowchart completion, diagram completion. When they use the word complete, questions and answers are going to be in order. Sometimes you will find them all in one paragraph. Sometimes one answer in one paragraph, second answer in second paragraph. Sometimes one answer in first paragraph, second answer in second last paragraph, and then all the answers are there. Okay, so it can be like this. Now, question is, and one word only, be careful with the spelling. They mentioned one word and or a number. Raising a grievance at work. Ask to see your immediate manager on an dash basis. On and dash. And means answer will start with a vowel. N. Okay? So we come back. Second paragraph. Often the best way to sort out a problem is to request an informal meeting with your immediate manager to explain your concerns. Answer is here. Well done. Request an informal meeting with your immediate manager. Okay, so there they mentioned ask to see your immediate manager. Ask to see means meeting. Immediate manager on an informal basis. Right? So to request an informal meeting with your immediate manager. Informal meeting means meeting on informal basis. Right? Question number 16. If not satisfied, find details of your company's grievance procedure. This may be in a handbook, comma, a dash, or on an intranet site. Now answer will come after handbook and before intranet. So we come back. Same paragraph. Can you see the word handbook? Second last line. Company handbook. Okay, now we are going to read on from here. Company handbook, HR or personnel manual, or your company's HR intranet. What is the word in the middle? Yeah, this word is not personal, it's personnel. Personnel manual. Now we are allowed to write one word. Which word will you write? Manual. Well done. So handbook is mentioned, and then there is that personnel manual, and then they talk about intranet site. So answer is manual. Question number 17, write to your employer with details of your complaint. You may also suggest a dash. Now you may suggest a dash. Again, answer is a noun. Second paragraph. The next step will probably be to write to your employer, explain your problem, and if you can think of a possible solution, suggest a solution. That's right. If you can think means suggest, right? If you can think of a possible solution. So correct answer is solution. Why not possible solution? Because it's one word only, right? Yes, important thing. Question number 18, your employer should hold a meeting. You have the right to be accompanied by a dash. Accompanied means somebody will come with you. Accompanied by a dash or a trade union representative. Now answer will come with trade union representative. So please come back. Accompanied by. So can you see the word trade union? All right, I'm reading it, second paragraph, fourth line after full stop, your employer. Second paragraph, fourth line after full stop, your employer should arrange an initial meeting at a reasonable time and place to discuss your grievance. You are entitled to ask either a colleague from work or a trade union representative. Answer is? Well done. Answer is colleague. They mentioned you are entitled to ask either a colleague from work or a trade union representative to go to the meeting. To go to the meeting with you means accompany with you. So correct answer is colleague. Next, we have this flow chart, but there is no question. So we will come to question number 19. It means some paragraph or some part we have to miss. Your employer should then arrange a further meeting where possible. This should be. What do they mean by this? Yeah, further meeting. Okay, this should be led by a manager who is dash to the previous one. Now, previous one means previous manager. This would be led by a manager who is dash to the previous one. Please come to last paragraph. Last paragraph, if you don't agree with your employer's decision, you have the right to appeal against it. This must be done in writing. A further meeting should then be called, which should be led by a more senior manager. Senior, excellent, that's right. So, a manager who is senior to the previous one. For senior to the previous one, they use the word more senior manager. So, answer is senior. Question number 20. If you are still not happy with the decision, you can think about the possibility of dash. Possibility, can, may, could, and all that. Same paragraph. I'm reading it from third line after full stop. Last paragraph, third line after full stop. If you are still not satisfied with the decision made at this meeting, you may consider whether one way to solve the problem might be through meditation. Might be through meditation. Okay? So, think about the possibility. For possibility, they use the word might be. Might is used for possibility. And answer is meditation. Oh, sorry, mediation. Sorry. Mediation. Yeah, it's not meditation, mediation. Okay, question number 21. Make an employment tribunal claim. All right, employment tribunal is your clue word. This, what do they mean by this? This means employment tribunal claim. This must be done within dash of the date of the event, time period. Within dash, within 10 days, within 30 days and all that. So we read after mediation. This may be done inside the company. Fourth last line, last paragraph. This may be done inside the company or by an external agent. Alternatively, you can make an employment tribunal claim. You must do this no more than 3 months after the time when the event you are complaining about happened. No more than 3 months. So answer is 3 months. As they mentioned, one word and or a number. So you will write 3 as a number and you will write months as a word. Okay. In the paragraph, they have written 3 as a word, months as a word. But at times they may consider your answer wrong. Technical mistake in the book. You should write 3 as a number, digit. And then you can write month. All right. All good? Yeah, questions and answers, they were all in order. Now we go on. We have driving a taxi or private hire vehicle. All right. Now the whole thing is about driving a taxi or a private hire vehicle. Private hire vehicle is something like a cab or taxi or anything like that. On the next page, we have questions 22 to 27. Complete the sentences below. Choose one word only from the text for each answer. Write your answers in boxes 22 to 27. Question number 22. Private hire drivers only take passengers by arrangement with an. By arrangement means who will arrange? By arrangement with an. So please look for private hire driver. Private hire driver. Private hire driver. First paragraph, second last line after full stop. First paragraph, second last line after full stop. As a private hire driver, you can only collect passengers who have pre-booked through your Operator. With arrangement, they use the word here. Yeah, by arrangement with an operator. Exactly, operator. Like, we have taxi cabs here. What do we call them? We've got Yango, Uber, Kareem, and all that. So they are operators, right? Question number 23. A driver's job may involve helping those with dash problems. Helping those means people. People with dash problems. Problems means disabilities. So please come to bullet points. When working in a taxi or private hire vehicle, you would take job details. It's not about helping. Second bullet point, help to load and unload passengers' luggage. But our question is about passengers' problem. Third, assist passengers with any. Assist means help. Assist passengers with any physical conditions. So what's the answer? Answer is physical. What is the word for problems? Conditions, exactly. So driver's job may involve helping. And what is for helping? Assisting, right? Question number 24. Working hours for drivers may vary, but the greatest demand is in the dash. If you use taxi, greatest demand is in the... now, when is the high fare? If you use this public... what do we call this? Like Yango, Uber, Kareem. All right. You never guess your answers. You have no idea, okay? Please come to working conditions and skills. Third paragraph. Working conditions and skills. You would spend most of your time on the road, sometimes in heavy traffic, and you would be constantly on the move. The job allows you to choose your hours, but you will find more work in the evenings. More work in the evenings. What does it mean? But the greatest demand means more work. And answer is evenings. You will write plural. Evenings means every evening. Question number 25. Majority of drivers are dash. Now let's see. Majority of drivers are crazy. No, not crazy, but whatever they are. Drivers are very good. So please come to this paragraph, and I'm reading it from 17%. Found it? 17%. Please follow me from here. In the UK, 17% of taxi drivers are employed full-time, 17% are employed part-time, and 66, what is that? Majority. 66 are self-employed. So majority of the drivers are self-employed. Well done. Self-employed, and you will write it with hyphen. Okay, question number 26. A driver needs to be familiar with the dash of the area. Okay, driver needs to be familiar with the dash of the area. Second last paragraph, please. You will need a special license from your local authority and all that. Please come to third line, 12 months. Second last paragraph, third line, 12 months. You may also need to pass a test of knowledge about the local geography. What is local? Of the area. Local means of the area. Yeah, they would use the word of the area. So answer is geography. Question number 27. It may be useful if a driver has evidence of some dash ability. Evidence of some dash ability. Last paragraph. Many employers value additional driver training, which could include the advanced driving test offered by the Institute of Advanced Motorists. Evidence of basic mechanical skills such as RQF level 4 would also be welcome. So it may be useful, would also be welcome. It may be useful if driver has evidence of some mechanical, and ability is already mentioned. So correct answer is mechanical. For ability, they use the word skills. Okay, now we come to the long passage. Okay, so the title of the passage is Forced Rhubarb. Now we don't know what rhubarb is. Okay, so if you don't understand after reading the title, it's a good idea to read the subtitle. The subtitle is Rhubarb has large fan-shaped leaves. Now we understand it may be a plant or a tree or anything like that. So, rhubarb has large fan-shaped leaves and long green edible stalks. All right, it's a kind of vegetable which are commonly cooked with sugar to make pies and other desserts. Now we understand rhubarb is a vegetable which is used in sweet dishes as well and all that. Okay. Now we have first 2, 4, 6 questions, 6 questions, and they are list of headings. Now list of headings is type B. Type B means questions and answers are not in order. And after list of headings, we have multiple choice questions 34 to 36. And at the end, questions 37 to 40, they are summary completion. Where should we start from? Summary completion. 4 questions we can answer within 4 minutes, and then we can go back to multiple choice, and finally we can come to list of headings. Remember, multiple choice questions are also type A, means questions and answers are in order, okay? And completion, you know already they are type A. So choose one word only. We are solving questions 37 to 40. Growing forced rhubarb during November. Now this November is one of your clue words. During November, rhubarb crowns are removed from the soil and replanted in dark sheds that have plenty of heating. Now let's just see where do they talk about November and all that. Paragraph D for doctor, 5th last line, middle of November. Found it? Paragraph D for doctor, 5th last line, Yorkshire, sometimes around the middle of November. Now from here onwards, you will find all the answers. Now we read the question carefully. Okay, this is soil and replanted in dark sheds that have plenty of heating. These conditions, what do they mean by these conditions? Dark sheds, plenty of heating. These are conditions. Sheds are dark and there is plenty of heating. These conditions encourage such fast growth that the birds make a dash sound. Now answer is the type of sound. Birds make a dash sound as the pink stalks appear. So we come back. Sound is the answer, type of sound. Please follow me from 4th last line. The light is blocked. Found it? 4th last line after full stop. The light is blocked out completely and the heating is turned on in the warmth and dark. The shoots appear so quickly that the birds can be heard gently popping. Birds can be heard. Can be heard means they make the noise. And answer is popping. We go on to question number 38. The growing period lasts around 3 weeks. Now 3 weeks is another clue word. After that, the rhubarb can be picked by a group of people known as, what do we call these people? So we go on to the next paragraph E. Okay, second line after full stop. It's a relief when a team of pullers arrive, all local men, some of whom have been working in Westwood for 40 years, each carries a sturdy candle and they are pale this and that. So what do we call these people? We call them pullers. Exactly. So question is picked up by a group of people known as. Now please keep it in your mind. Whenever they use the word known as, called, answer is going to be in inverted commas. Because that is a terminology. Whenever they say known as, they are called, they are commonly known as. So there will be the answer. And you can see here pullers is written in inverted commas. And in IELTS reading and listening, you will not use any punctuation mark other than hyphen. If there is a word with hyphen, you can use hyphen. But comma, full stop, question mark, anything like that, you're not going to add. If it is computer delivered IELTS, your right answer will be wrong. Keep that in mind, okay? Alright, they use, now pullers use a dash to inspect the stems and to make sure they are as long as human dash. Human dash means part of human body. So we come back after pullers arrive. all local men. Third line, paragraph E, third line, pullers arrive, all local men, some of whom have been working for Westwood for 40 years. Each carries a sturdy candle, and their pale flickering lights reveal a sea of yellow leaves. So what do they use? Candle, exactly. So they use a candle to inspect the stems and to make sure they are as long as a human. We read on after candle. And their pale flickering light reveals a sea of yellow leaves stretching 40 meters to the far wall. The men walk the beds, plucking the satiny stems expertly, choosing only the ones that have reached the length of an arm. So length of an arm. Arm means human arm. Exactly. As long they are as long as a human arm. Correct answer is arm. So you noticed 4 questions answered in half paragraph. So this is very convenient, and 4 questions can shift your band score from 6 to 7 or 7 to 8. Now we come to questions 34 to 36. And the question type that we have here is actually what we call multiple choice questions. How to do it? Very simple. First, read the question only. Don't read options. After that, go to the passage, read the relevant information, then come back and match that information with options A, B, C, D. So the question is, what aspect of forced rhubarb does the writer praise in paragraph C? Now, one aspect, and the writer praise it in paragraph C. A, B, C. So please come to paragraph C, third line after full stop. Forced rhubarb. Now we are going to see what is it that writer is praising. Forced rhubarb is the one that's mostly likely to convert rhubarb haters who have been traumatized by harshly flavored school pies made from green overgrown outdoor stems. I'm reading it again. Forced rhubarb is the one. Now forced rhubarb is a type of rhubarb. Is the one that that's most likely to convert rhubarb haters. Who are rhubarb haters? People who don't like rhubarbs. Rhubarb haters who have been traumatized by harshly flavored school pies made from green overgrown outdoor stems. So he praises that this forced rhubarb will turn the haters and they will like it. Okay, now we come back. What aspect of forced rhubarb does the writer praise in paragraph C? Option A, its suitability for pies. Yes or no? No, leave it. Option B, the smoothness of its stems. They talked about stems, but they did not talk about smoothness. Option C, its superiority over other types of rhubarb. Option D, number of places it can be successfully grown. Not at all. So correct answer is option C, its superiority over other types of rhubarb. Now other types of rhubarb, he used the word rhubarb haters. Rhubarb haters will like this rhubarb, which is what he calls forced rhubarb. Please come back, read it again. Paragraph C, third line. Forced rhubarb is the one that's most likely to convert rhubarb haters who have been traumatized by harshly flavored school pies made from green overgrown outdoor stems and the slender. Then this is different thing, okay? So it's actually that. Question number 35. Why does the writer think forced rhubarb has become more popular among cooking experts? Now we are going to see the answer. Why forced rhubarb has become more popular among cooking experts. Same paragraph. All right. Now we are just going to see why it has become more popular among cooking experts. I'm reading paragraph C from 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th line. The slender magenta spears with a sherbet tangy flavor and delicate texture are a far cry from the coarse, bitter stuff. It's also a rare local fruit although technically a vegetable at a time when imports dominate and welcome splash of color in the drab winter months. No wonder chefs, now who are chefs? Cooking experts. Answer is here. No wonder chefs and food writers have fallen in love with forced rhubarb all over again. Now they have fallen in love all over again. It's enjoying a remarkable renaissance. For only 20 years ago, it was in such decline that Westwood, one of the last 20 growers left from a peak of 200, was considering abandoning it. So it was in decline and now they are using it. No wonder chefs and food writers have fallen in love with forced rhubarb. And what they mentioned before, it's a it's also a rare local fruit and technically a vegetable and all that. Now we come back. Option A, it is cheap and very easy to grow. No, it's not that. Option B, it is attractive and pleasant to eat. Maybe. Option C, local farmers are producing more of it. He said only 12 are left, so it's not C. Option D, imported varieties are in limited supply. Imported varieties are mentioned, but limited supplies is not mentioned. So what's the right answer? Right answer is B. It is attractive and pleasant to eat. Now please come back. I'm reading it from 6th line. The slender magenta spears with a sherbet, tangy flavor and delicate texture. So these things are actually associated with attractive and pleasant to eat, and then they linked it with chefs and food writers. Okay. Now we have question number 36. In the final paragraph, the writer suggests that forced rhubarb was first produced. How was it produced? Last paragraph. So how was this arcane cold dark heat process in use since Victorian times discovered? How did they discover it? Westwood's story is appealing, earthy. A gardener threw an old crown onto the horse stable muck pile. The manure was hot and the plant was soon covered. The stable boy must have been puzzled by the startling pink spears that came pushing through the dirt a week or two later, but happily. Now just focus this second line. Westwood's story is appealing, earthy. A gardener threw an old crown onto the horse stable muck pile. So focus this line only. Gardener threw an old crown onto the horse stable muck pile. So please come back. The writer suggests that forced rhubarb was first produced. Option A, by accident. No, all right. Option B, as animal feed. They talked about animal, but they did not talk about feeding. That animal is horse stable. Option C, through trial and error. They did not mention any trial and error. Option D, while growing something else. No. So correct answer is option A, by accident. And how? A gardener threw an old crown. Now gardener threw an old crown, that is by accident. A gardener threw an old crown onto the horse stable muck pile, and the manure was hot and the plant was soon covered, and the stable boy must have been puzzled by the startling pink spears. All right, you can do one thing. Just go to Google and write there rhubarb, and you will see this very dangerous looking plant, rhubarb. Now, finally, when we are quite familiar with the passage, so we will try to answer these questions. Have you noticed one thing? So far, we have only touched paragraph C and then few lines from paragraph D, E, and F. So, for list of headings, the first thing is you need to understand, or I use the word interpret the heading. Interpret the heading means when you read a heading, you should see what sort of information do I need to put this heading there. So let's go through all these headings. Heading number 1, extra time is worth it. Now, extra time is worth it means they gave 1 or 2 weeks more, but then the fruit is better or the vegetable is better. So extra time is worth it. Heading number 2, preferred rhubarb for consumers. Now, they will talk about different rhubarb, And then they are going to talk about preferred rhubarb for consumers. Have you read about it anywhere? Preferred rhubarb for consumers. Okay, leave it. We will do it later. Heading number 3, Yorkshire's declining air quality. In one paragraph, they will talk about Yorkshire's declining air quality. Declining air quality means pollution. There will be pollution there. Heading number 4, observing the selection process. How do they select? Like whenever they select this rhubarb, so how do they select? If you remember, we read somewhere about this candle and pullers and all that. Where did we read about it? Selection process. Exactly, paragraph E. You know, they use the candle and then they select and all that. So that is selection process. Okay, let's read it from paragraph E, second line. Second line after full stop. It's a relief when a team of pullers arrive, all local men, some of whom have been working for Westwood for 40 years. Each carries a sturdy candle, and their pale flickering light reveals a sea of yellow leaves stretching 40 meters to the far wall. The men walk the beds, plucking the satiny stems expertly, choosing. Now what is choosing? Selecting. Choosing only the ones that have reached the length of an arm. So this is what we call observing the selection process. Heading number 4, correct answer for paragraph E. Okay? And you can cross heading number 4 as well because it's already used. Next, heading number 5, suggesting a possible beginning. In one of the paragraphs, they will tell us about the beginning. And you know that already. Queen Victoria, how did it start and all that. Which paragraph is it? Exactly, paragraph F. A gardener threw an old crown onto the horse stable muck. It's the beginning. How did it start? So how will this Acrane cold dark heat process in use since Victorian times discovered? So paragraph F, correct answer is heading number 5, suggesting a possible beginning. So we will cross heading number 5 as well from the list because we have used it. All right, then heading number 6, a long-standing family business. We didn't read about it. Long-standing family business means generation after generation. If they say this is the 4th generation who is doing the same business. And heading number 7, the best region for forced rhubarb. Now, we come back to paragraph A. We did not read paragraph A. Now, this reading is what we call skim reading. Listen carefully. Sometimes you will find a clue for list of heading in the first line. If it is not there, then you need to read the second line. And sometimes they start with the general idea, and when they finish the paragraph, in conclusion, they have the main idea. Right? Now, let's just read paragraph A, please. We are just going to do it. If you wait, please. Yeah. So, in the north of England, a cold winter is good news for some and not just snowmen and woolly hat makers. Please come to fourth line. He's been growing. Now we just read from second line. According to Yorkshire farmer David Westwood, this year's forced rhubarb is the best for years. Westwood, a softly spoken Yorkshire man, should know. He's been growing and selling rhubarb for 62 years since he started picking on the farm aged 11. His son, Jonathan, works on the farm too. Now, he's been doing it for 62 years. His son is doing that as well. And then he says, making him the 6th generation of the Westwoods to grow. 6th generation, exactly. That is heading number 6, a long-standing family business. Got it? He's been doing it for 60 years. His son is there and the 6 generations. So that is heading number 6. Now we come to paragraph B and we did not read it. Let's see. Again, I'm telling you sometimes first few lines, sometimes middle line, and you need to skim read it. Okay? So we meet at his farm a few miles from the city of Wakefield, which with the cities of Bradford and Leeds from 3 points and all that. Please come to they say here, The heart of the British rhubarb industry. Now this place is the heart of British rhubarb industry. What is heart of British rhubarb industry? Exactly, that is the best region for forced rhubarb. We read on. A heart of British rhubarb industry. It doesn't grow as well anywhere else. Insists Westwood. He has a number of theories as to why this is and all that. Right? So, best heart of the British rhubarb industry. What does it mean? It means the best region for forced rhubarb. If I say the heart of orange industry, it means it is the best region for oranges. So correct answer is heading number 7. And we will cross heading number 7 from the list as well. Okay, now we come to paragraph C. So paragraph C, please. Westwood farm produces both the greenish outdoor rhubarb, the kind that grows well in gardens all over the country, and the startling pink forced rhubarb. What are they doing? They are talking about different types of rhubarb. Okay. Let's go on. Then they say, it is this that, I'm reading paragraph C, third line. That is the cream of the crop, the upper class of rhubarb family. Forced rhubarb is the one that is most likely to covert rhubarb's haters who've been traumatized by harshly flavored school pies made from green overgrown outdoor stems, and then they talk about the other stuff. So, which heading? Second, the preferred rhubarb for consumers, right? So that is the answer. As they talked about, one is greenish outdoor rhubarb, and second is the startling pink forced rhubarb, and then they say one is the rhubarb haters, and for them they have another choice. So heading number 2 will be the right answer for question number 30, and we will cross 2 as well. Now, paragraph C, we have answered already. So we will come to paragraph D. There are certainly simpler ways to grow food. First, the plant roots or crowns are grown outside for more than 2 years. They're talking about time period, more than 2 years. Then at the start of their third winter, they are left in the ground until it is cold enough to break the crown's dormancy. This is one of the factors that gives British rhubarb the edge over imports from the Netherlands. So they spend extra time, and this gives British rhubarb the edge over imports from Netherlands. So which option? 1. Extra time is worth it. Why it is worth it? Because this gives British rhubarb the edge over imports from Netherlands. So for paragraph D, correct answer is heading number 1. And we will cross 1 as well. Now we are left with 3 headings and 2 questions. Paragraph E. We've done it already. Observing the selection process. And finally, we've got paragraph E is done already. We've done E. For E, heading number 4. And F is already done. Yeah, exactly. That is suggesting a possible beginning. That is in paragraph F. Okay? All right. Formal letter is a letter that you write to someone you do not know. Even you don't know the name of the person. Even you don't know the gender of the person. So that letter is called formal letter. Okay? Now we are going to go through one formal letter, and I'm going to tell you how to write it. Okay, now that letter writing book, and I want you to come to page number 39. This is the book, right? And page number 39, please. Page 39 of this book, and we've got this letter. Formal business letter. Found it? Okay, now please follow me. You have borrowed some books from your university library. Now just imagine university library, and you have borrowed some books but have not returned them yet. So you borrowed the books but you have not returned them yet. Write a letter to the library official, and in your letter describe. It is not describes. Please correct it. In your letter describe what happened. 1 bullet point. Express your sincere words of apology second bullet point, and offer what you can do to make it up. So there are three main things which you will have to cover. The first one is what happened. Second one is express your apologies. Third one is offer what you can do to make it up. Maybe you can donate a new book to the library. So you need to clear your mind and then you can start. Whenever you write a formal letter, formal letters always start with dear sir or madam, because you don't know the gender of the person, the name of the person. Okay, the first paragraph of your letter is called statement of purpose. Statement of purpose means who you are and why are you writing this letter. So, I am writing to apologize about keeping books that I borrowed from the college library 3 days ago longer than it is acceptable. Got it? This is the purpose, who you are. You are a university student and you're writing to apologize for that. Now, there are 3 points which you need to cover over here. What happened? Your sincere word of apology and offer what you can do. I have found myself in this unpleasant situation. Now, this is what happened. For a reason, my close relative was very sick and I had to go visit him at the hospital. I intended to return the books immediately after I get back to the college, but unfortunately, I left the books on a train on my way from the hospital to the library. It will take me about 2 days to get them back from lost and found department at the train station. So what is this? This is very clear. Write a letter. They say here, what happened? Express your sincere word of apology and offer what you can do. Now, word of apology. I understand that other students may need those books and deeply apologize for the inconvenience. I will try to return the books as soon as possible. Please don't revoke my library privileges. I promise that it will never happen again. Don't revoke my library privileges means don't do it that next time you don't issue me any book. Okay? So I promise that it will never happen again. Then you leave a line, faithfully yours. You can write yours faithfully or you can write faithfully yours. And remember, whenever you write a formal letter, F for formal, F for faithfully, and then you can write your name. After leaving a line, you can write your full name. Don't try to hide your name. Just write, don't write ABC, XYZ, or you can use any name. For example, faithfully yours, Adam Smith. Or you can write faithfully yours, Asad Yaqub, or your own name. It doesn't matter. Okay, so this is how you will write a formal letter. And this week's mock test, in the mock test, you will be given a topic for formal letter and you have to write something like this. And remember, the word count is 150 words minimum. And don't try to write more than 160, 170 words because then you will have issues with time management. If you write an essay of 400 words, you need more time. If you write an essay of 270, 280 words, you can cover it in the time frame. So time is very important. The students who write more, they fail to cover the time management thing. And one more thing, start with task 1 and then do task 2. Try to finish task 1 within 10 to 15 minutes and then you can give more time to task 2, right? Thank you. Alright, now we are going to learn how to write a semi-formal letter. For gender training IELTS, writing task 1 is letter writing and there are 3 types of letters. One is formal, that is to someone you don't know. Usually a letter of complaint or letter of suggestion, that is formal. Then we've got informal, that is a letter to your friend. And the third one is semi-formal, to someone you know, but the person is not your friend. Now let's read the topic and we go through it. You should spend about 20 minutes on this task. For writing, they will give you 1 hour and there are 2 tasks, letter writing and essay writing for gender training, report writing and essay writing for academic. So, now read the topic and understand. For letter writing, you need to imagine the topic. You were supposed to go on an interview in a few weeks, but you have since found out you cannot go on the date arranged. Now imagine you had an interview on 10th of March and now you realize on 10th of March you have another important appointment and you cannot go for the interview. So you need to imagine the topic like that. Write a letter to the potential employer. Potential employer is someone for whom you are going to do a job in the future. In your letter, tell them means with respect, means the company. Tell them why you need to move the interview time. For example, if interview was at 10 a.m., why do you want it to be at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m.? The reason for that. Ask to change the interview date. If interview was on 10th March, you can request them to make it on 9th March or 11th March or anything like that. And explain that you are still interested in being interviewed for the job. Tell them I'm interested in the job. It doesn't mean I'm not interested. So you need to cover these 3 points, and it's a good idea to write 3 paragraphs to cover these 3 points. Otherwise, you may write 1 paragraph also to cover all 3 points, but it's better to write 3 separate paragraphs. Now, let's start. You do not need to write any address, any date in your letter, but you will start it like, Dear Mr. Bromley. When you start semi-formal letter, you will start it with Dear Mr. and then name. Dear Mrs., Dear Ms. and all that. Dear Mr. Bromley, I am writing in the hope, you can copy this sentence from here. I am writing in the hope that I am able to reschedule an upcoming interview I had organized for the 17th of this month. By the way, the first paragraph of letter is what we call statement of purpose. Statement of purpose means why are you writing the letter. So it's very clearly mentioned, reschedule an upcoming interview I had organized for the 17th of next month. I had previously arranged this with your secretary and had verbally agreed the date, but a situation has arisen that means I would like to postpone. So first paragraph, statement of purpose is very clear. Now you're going to cover the bullet points. I have been invited to attend my best friend's wedding. First bullet point is, tell them why you need to move the interview time. The friend's wedding, which unfortunately coincides with the date we had already established. I realize that this is not the most impressive start to my application to work with your company, but I have been asked to speak at the wedding and feel obliged to attend. Now, ask to change the interview date. I'm of course very interested. This is the last point. Explain that you are still interested. I'm of course very interested in the position and feel that I can offer my skills and experience to the role. So I would be very grateful if we could set a new date that fits your schedule. By the way, you can change these points like one after other. If you want to discuss one point in the end, last point in the beginning, you can do that as well. And finally, once again, my apologies for the inconvenience and hope that we can reschedule. Yours sincerely, and then there is the name, and you will write your name or any name. Now notice one thing. After Dear Mr. Bromley, there is 1 line space. After first paragraph, there is 1 line space. Right? And then after yours sincerely, there is 1 line space. So you will follow this spacing as well in actual exam when you are writing your letter. Okay? All right. Simple invitation letter. अब ये letter की type है invitation letter. Write a letter to a friend of yours. अब यहाँ से हमें समझ आ गया कि letter हमारा informal है. Whom you have not met for a long time. अब सिचुएशन क्या है, आपने एक फ्रेंड को लेटर लिखना है जिससे आप काफी अरसे से नहीं मिले. इन योर लेटर डिस्क्राइब हाउ यू हैव बीन. अब आपने बताना है कि इतने साल आप कैसे रहे. ओके, डिस्क्राइब हाउ यू हैव बीन एंड डिस्क्राइब अ फ्यू चेंजेस इन योर लाइफ. ये भी बताना है कि आपकी जिंदगी में जो चेंजेस आई वो क्या है इस दौरान. इसको ये लेटर पढ़ के मेरे दिमाग में वो गाना चल रहा है, क्या था, मुझे तुमसे हैं कितने गिले, तुम इतने दिन बाद मिले तो क्या किया, तेरा नाम लिया तुझे याद किया. तो एनीवेज लेट्स सी. हाँ, किसका नाम? ऑलराइट. हाय हाय हाय. कभी याद किया, वो भी है. हाँ. In your letter, describe how you have been and describe a few changes in your life during that time. Also invite him or her to join you soon. अब ये bullet points हैं जो आपके letter में cover होनी चाहिए. नाम आप कोई सा सोच लें. Dear Sarah. First paragraph is what we call statement of purpose. Who you are and why are you writing the letter. If you're writing informal letter, you don't need to mention I am your friend. It's understood. So, Dear Sarah, and after that you will leave a line. Dear Sarah, comma, leave a line. I'm sorry I haven't written for so long. My work keeps me so busy that I never have a minute to myself. I'm writing to invite you to my wedding. So in informal letter, you will write a general sentence and then the purpose of letter. Purpose is, I'm writing to invite you to my wedding. Since you have never met my future husband, okay, apna satyanas karan lagi. Alright, since you've never met my future husband, you must have a million questions running through your mind right now. I hope I can tell you enough to put your mind at ease until we meet. So she's going to show her future husband to her friend, how good she is. 5 months ago, I decided to take a cruise to Bahamas. Okay, how she met the gentleman. I decided to take a cruise to Bahamas to get away for a little while. And on that cruise, fate arranged for me. This is a sort of idiom. Arranged for me to meet my future husband, Alan. So on the cruise, she met her future husband, Alan. Okay. He is the most wonderful, loving person you could ever imagine, and we are very happy together. So they are very happy together and all that. Now, the wedding will take place because in the letter they say describe how you have been, describe a few changes in your life. So what is the change? She's found her future husband and invite him or her to join you soon. So the wedding will take place at my parents' mansion. The date is October 17th at 7 o'clock. I'm so looking forward to introducing you to Alan. And he can't wait to meet you too. I told him all about you and our friendship. With love, comma, leave a line, Ammi. Amy, sorry, okay, that's not Ammi. So you can write any name, and remember one thing, after each part of the letter, you need to leave a line. Don't leave a line after a line, that's absolutely wrong. For example, when you write, Dear Sarah, leave a line, then statement of purpose, leave a line, then letter details, leave a line, statement of conclusion, or we call it statement of purpose, request, statement of request, and then with love, and then you write your name. Okay, so you can follow this pattern for any informal letter. And how to understand the letter is informal? When they say write a letter to your friend, it's informal. Okay, thank you. Okay, first of all, you have to read the topic at least 3-4 times so that you understand the topic. Remember, for essay writing, they will check 4 things. Number 1, task response. Task response is how thoroughly you cover the topic. Task response means your ideas, and they should be mature ideas. And remember, you are writing for global audience. Your examiner, your writing examiner is not going to be the one from your own country. That examiner can be from Australia, from Canada, from India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. So you have to write for global audience, the first thing. So task response is the first thing which you need to see. After that, we've got coherence and cohesion. Coherence and cohesion, that means paragraphing, that means connectivity of ideas, right? When you write the paragraph, main idea, explanation of main idea, example, and conclusion. So these things come under the umbrella of coherence and cohesion. Then we've got lexical resource. Lexical resource means vocabulary, the words that you use when you write your essay. So try to use a variety of simple words. Just last week, a student of mine got 7 band in IELTS writing. Okay, I will share her writing with you. She was from your class. Last week she finished her exam and she got 7 band in writing. So when you look at her writing, there are minor grammatical mistakes also. Okay, but overall she's got a smooth level. So I have arranged 4 writing tasks she gave us here, and I will share them with you. You can just go through them and see how to write at a band 7 level. So simple language. Don't try to stuff your essay with flowery words, flowery sentences. These things will bring your band score down. Try to be natural. The way you write English, improve your tenses, improve your grammar, understand the topic, read all these essays from here, and you can get a reasonable band score. Okay, so yeah, this is one criteria, and last criteria is your grammatical range and accuracy. For that, you need to learn to make compound sentences, complex sentences, and conditional sentences mainly. If your target band is 7, 8, 9, then compound, complex, conditional. For 7 band, you can make compound and conditional mainly. It's gonna be okay, right? Conditional, if you do this, if people go to a foreign country, something like that. Okay, so you can learn conditional sentences in 10 minutes YouTube video. You can watch them, and compound sentences, right? And again, be natural. If you want to get good band score, don't stuff your essay with a lot of extra words, a lot of vocabulary which is not related to the topic. Now we see how to read and understand the topic. When you read the topic, it's a good idea to translate it into your native language. For example, festivals. Most people have forgotten the meaning behind traditional or religious festivals. Now think. Yeah. Most people have forgotten the meaning behind traditional and religious festivals. Like we've got Eid festival. Many people sleep on that day. So they don't know the meaning and traditions. Like we've got Independence Day, and what do people do? They ride their bikes on one wheel and without silencer and all that. So we have forgotten the meaning behind traditional or religious festivals. Now you need to see, okay, yes, I think this is right. Next, during festival periods, people nowadays only want to enjoy themselves. Now there is a group of people who just want to enjoy. Whether it is 14th August, Eid, anything, they just want to enjoy. So people nowadays only want to enjoy themselves. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this opinion? Now you have to tell them, to what extent do you agree or disagree? What does it mean? You have to cover 2 things. What you agree with and what you disagree with. Both things should be covered. If you only agree and you don't talk about disagree, then your essay will get low band score in task response. So you need to see to what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement. Now let's see. And you need to use vocabulary. Now let's see what's the word group where you need to use good vocabulary. People have forgotten. For forgotten, you need to know some other words. People don't remember, they don't know how to, they have ignored, things like that. Then the next word is traditional. Traditional, local, part of society, national, then religious. So festivals, you need to know other words for festivals. Okay, then you need to know events, exactly. Then you need to know the words for enjoy. Happiness, joy, excitement. So you need vocabulary. So in actual exam, yeah, one more thing. A student, his paper was cancelled because he had written a lot on question paper. So don't write a lot on question paper. Whether it is listening question paper, reading question paper, listening question paper, don't write a lot. It's not that you take question paper as your rough sheet and you write half of your essay on the question paper and then you write it. So if you're taking paper delivered IELTS, only underline the words and then see I have to use the synonyms of these words. Okay. Now, first paragraph. Some people argue that, you may copy this sentence, some people argue that we no longer remember. See that? For forgotten, the word is we no longer remember the original meaning of festivals, comma, and that most of us treat them. What do they mean by them? Festivals. As opportunities to have fun. What is the word for enjoy? Fun. So what are we doing? In one sentence, we have paraphrased the topic. Whatever the topic is, first sentence is to paraphrase that topic. While I agree, this is called thesis sentence. You're going to tell the examiner your point of view, whether you agree or you disagree. While I agree that enjoyment seems to be the priority during festival times, I do not agree that people have forgotten what these festivals mean. What does it mean? People still remember. They know how to enjoy. They value these festivals and all that. So in 2 sentences, we have written our introduction. 1 sentence is paraphrasing of the topic. 2nd sentence is your opinion. Now, first paragraph where we are going to tell them what we agree with. On the one hand, religious and traditional festivals have certainly become times for celebration. In the UK, now you can give example, you can create example from your own country. In the UK, Christmas is a good example of a festival period when people are most concerned with shopping, giving and receiving presents, decorating their homes and enjoying traditional meals with their families. Most people look forward to Christmas as a holiday period rather than a time to practice religion. So, they only know, wow, full weekend, long weekend, and all that, okay? Similar behavior can be seen during non-religious festivals, such as bonfire night. You may talk about 14th August, Independence Day, and all that. People associate this occasion with making fires, watching firework displays, and perhaps going to large events in local parks. In other words, enjoyment is people's primary goal, right? This is one side. However, I disagree. So this is what you disagree with. So they said, what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, however, I disagree with the idea that the underlying meaning of such festivals has been forgotten. In UK primary schools, children learn in detail about the religious reasons for celebrating Christmas, Easter, and a variety of festivals in other religions. Now, this person has written according to his own religion, according to UK. So you may talk about your own religion like this, it's okay. For example, in late December, children sing Christmas songs which have a religious content, and they may even perform nativity plays telling the story of Jesus' birth. Families also play a role in passing knowledge of religious festivals, deeper significance on the next generation. The same is true for festivals that have a historical background, such as Bonfire Night or Halloween, in the sense that people generally learn the stories behind these occasions at an early age. So you may talk about Eid festival, you may talk about the holy month of fasting and all that, okay? In conclusion, although people mainly want to enjoy themselves during festivals, I believe that they are still aware of the reasons for these celebrations. So this is the opinion of the person. There they said people nowadays only want to enjoy and they have forgotten the importance. But this writer says people know the importance, although they want to enjoy, but they know the importance. So like this, you can read some more essays, okay, and this is going to help you. And see, hardly there can be a couple of words which are difficult, and if you want me to rate this essay is going to get 8, 8.5 or even 9 because it's flawless, and by the way written by examiner. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay guys, today we are going to learn how to write a discussion essay. So remember, discussion essay and opinion essay, these two essay types are most important, and 70% chances are that you are going to get either opinion essay or discussion essay. Now, how to identify that the topic is for a discussion essay? Whenever they give you a discussion essay, they write clearly, discuss both views and give your own opinion, number 1. Number 2, they always give you 2 views. As they say, discuss both views. So they always give you 2 views and you have to discuss both views, right? And then give your opinion. Your opinion means which view you support, that is your opinion. Many students misunderstand discussion essay and they take it for opinion essay. They just think, okay, discuss both views and give your own opinion. It's an opinion essay. No, your opinion means which side of the view you support. Okay, so now we are going to go through one sample answer which has been written by IELTS examiner. So this is the standard answer. Let's just focus that. The topic. Now the first thing is you need to understand the topic. Leadership is the topic. Some are of the opinion. Some means people. Some are of the opinion means some people think that people are naturally born as good leaders. So good leadership is natural. One side is good leadership is natural. While others feel that leadership skills can be learned, means you can acquire all these skills to become a leader. One opinion is leadership is natural. Second is leadership can be learned. Leadership can be acquired. Now these are two sides. And then the topic, discuss both views and give your own opinion. Okay? Whenever you write a discussion essay, mostly you write 4 paragraphs. Introduction, then you discuss one side, then you discuss second side, and then you write your conclusion, and in conclusion, you give your opinion, which side you support. Okay? Now let's go through this essay. The first sentence of your introduction is a general sentence about the topic. It is often said that important people are born with certain characteristics that enable them to become great leaders. This is a general sentence about the topic. You can write it like it is often said, people believe, some people think, like that. Second sentence, the alternative view is that leadership is a learnable quality. Now, what have you done? In 2 sentences, you have paraphrased both views. One view in one sentence, second view in second, and now third sentence is your opinion. Personally, I agree with the latter viewpoint. Now, what is latter viewpoint? Alternative view is that leadership is a learnable quality. Latter means which is discussed at the second place, right? So I agree with the latter viewpoint because training and experience are more important than innate ability in this situation. So for a discussion essay, you can write a 3-sentence introduction. All clear? One sentence, one side of discussion, paraphrase it. Second sentence, second side, and third sentence, your opinion. Now we start with the body paragraph. It is somewhat true that many individuals are born with distinctive personal traits that allow them the opportunity to become talented leaders. So we are discussing this point. Some people are naturally born as good leaders. So we are discussing that. Leaders tend to be those who are charming and persuasive. In contrast, those who lack of these characteristics may have a difficulty inspiring the belief and loyalty that all leaders require and end up as followers rather than leaders. Now see, language is very simple, but sentence structure is very impressive. Try to copy, try to focus each sentence. When you write your essay, layout should be the same. For instance, now we are giving example. And one more thing, they have not used connecting words too much. Like, however, additionally, every line has a connecting word. That is also negative. If you use a lot of linking words, even that is negative. So, for instance, a salesman who often fails to convince his clients to sign a deal may be dissuaded from becoming the sales team leader since he does not believe that he has what it takes to be one. One means leader, right? And this is present simple tense. The more convincing salesmen are more likely to rise to that role. So one side has been discussed here with proper example. Now we come to the other side. And by the way, these two sides are going to be contrary, opposite. However, you start it like however. There are also people who assert that. Now you can copy such type of sentences for your discussion essay, right? However, there are also people who assert that leadership skills can actually be achieved through proper training and effort. Now you're discussing the other side. This is why there is a larger number of institutes offering leadership training programs, helping those who want to learn the skills required to be a leader, right? Public speaking is one of many skills these schools can teach. Individuals who are shy and lack confidence can find their feet in the leadership battle by learning the essence of good body language, pronunciation, and other elements of good public speaking. This will in turn make them better leaders. What have you done? You have described both points you've been unbiased here. You did not take any side. You described both points. Now we come to conclusion. In conclusion, although some traits related to leadership are likely inherited, there is tremendous room for people to grow into positions of responsibility if they apply themselves fully to learning the skills and personal characteristics of great leaders. What is the conclusion? Conclusion is leadership can be learned. You can learn to become a leader. That is the conclusion. And in total, there are 4 body paragraphs. You have discussed both sides without taking any side. And in conclusion, you have just given the final conclusion. So this is a very standard essay. And there is hardly any word in this essay that you say, I don't know the meaning of this word. So try to learn to play with words, to convert the vocabulary you know already into sentences. And then proper paragraphs. So you're going to follow this thing, right? Okay, today we are going to learn how to write advantages, disadvantages essay. This is the book all of you must have. And we are on page number 39 of this book. This book, page number 39. Go on, hurry up, be quick, go on, 39. Yes, page number 39 and you will find this essay. This is the book and page number 39. Okay, so we are going to learn how to write advantages, disadvantages essay. Yasin, make sure they are on page number 39. Now, whenever we get advantages, disadvantages essay in IELTS, there is only one possibility. And that possibility is, do you think advantages outweigh disadvantages? Okay, so this essay type is actually opinion essay, right? Yeah, it is opinion essay. When they say, do you think advantages outweigh drawbacks or advantages outweigh disadvantages, this is an opinion essay. Very seldom they will give you only advantages, disadvantages essay, and that goes like, what are the advantages and disadvantages of? But as I have seen in many IELTS exams, they don't give that essay type, what are the advantages and disadvantages of. They only give this type, do you think advantages outweigh drawbacks or disadvantages? Okay, now let's take a look at this essay type. The topic is credit cards. Nowadays, it is easy to apply for and be given a credit card. Okay, now see, whenever you go to the bank, this is, sir, please get your credit card made. Whenever I go to my branch, they call me, sir, why don't you get a credit card? And I said, nakad, okay, not on credit. So nowadays it is easy to apply for and be given a credit card. However, some people experience problems when they are not, please cross B here. B is wrong here. When they are not able to pay their debts back. You use credit card, your limit is 300,000 and next month when you have to pay, you are unable to pay, and then the banks, they will become a crocodile and they are going to snatch all that, right? Now, in your opinion, do the advantages of credit cards outweigh disadvantages? Now, after reading the topic, think about a credit card. If advantages are more, you can tell the examiner advantages of credit card are more. If disadvantages are more, you're going to tell the examiner disadvantages are more. So your opinion is advantages are more, and then you will support that. and your opinion is disadvantages are more, and then you're going to support that. Okay, in this type of essay you may write 4 paragraphs. In one paragraph you can discuss advantages, in another body paragraph you can discuss disadvantages, and then you can write a concluding paragraph where you can give your own opinion. Okay, now let's see how it starts. It is all too easy to obtain a credit card and then to run up debts which are difficult to repay. This is called a general sentence about the topic, and the topic is credit card, advantages or disadvantages. So this is a general sentence. Second, in my opinion, the disadvantages of credit cards far outweigh advantages. Very simple, 2 sentences in introduction, 1 general sentence, and second sentence will give your opinion, and then you are going to prove it. Okay, so let's start. Many people consider only the benefits of owning a credit card. Now you're talking about the benefits. Many people consider, because this is not your opinion. Your opinion is disadvantages are more. So many people consider only the benefits of owning a credit card. It is true that a credit card gives you access to money and the facility to pay it back later like a loan. This could be useful for emergencies or something expensive like a holiday. In addition, see connecting word, comma, having a credit card is more secure than carrying money around with you. If you lose your wallet or purse, or if you are mugged in the street, mugged means robbed. If you are robbed in the street, if you are mugged in the street, a quick phone call to the bank means that the credit card will be instantly refused if anyone tries to use it. So in this paragraph, you have mentioned 2 to 3 advantages of credit card, and you said many people consider, because this is not your view, right? That's why you've written many people consider. Now you will come to the next paragraph. On the other hand, credit cards encourage people to spend money they do not have. Now these are the drawbacks. Okay, on the other hand means now I'm discussing disadvantages. On the other hand, credit cards encourage people to spend money they do not have. I would never have a credit card for this reason. Debts can build and leave people in real financial difficulties. Okay, when people cannot pay their debts back, everyone suffers. Those in debt may lose their homes, the banks lose money, and the whole economy suffers. The enticing message of spend today and pay tomorrow, that's what the banks do. Okay, they say spend today and pay tomorrow, should not seduce us into embracing this philosophy. As my mother used to say, it will end in tears. She's given some personal example. As my mother used to say, it will end in tears. What will end in tears? A credit card. Then finally you say, take your credit card back and please cut it, and I don't need it. Okay. In conclusion, listen to the advice of the older generation. That means mother. Okay, do not be tempted by the ease of using a credit card, because it may result in mounting debts which cannot be paid back. Very simple, straightforward essay. One paragraph contained advantages, but because your standpoint was disadvantages are more, that's why you said many people consider. And if you think advantages are more, then you will write here, on the other hand, in my opinion, and then you can write your opinion. So, these words are more than 250, and you can easily write that. Now remember, bottom line is, whenever they give you advantages, disadvantages essay, most common type is, do you think advantages outweigh disadvantages? Most common type. And for that you will write 4 paragraphs. In introduction, you will write general sentence and your opinion. And then you will discuss advantages or disadvantages. For example, if you think advantages are more, you can discuss advantages later, or you can discuss them first. There is no problem. And in the end, you will give a clear conclusion, and conclusion means advantages are more or disadvantages are more. In total, you have to write 4 paragraphs. And the second type is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of? So in that essay also you will follow the same layout. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using a credit card? So you will write introduction with your opinion, then advantages, then disadvantages, and then conclusion. And what is conclusion? Advantages are more or disadvantages are more. So this is one of the important essay types. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we are going to start with problem solution essay. It's very simple. You can easily identify when they say what are the reasons, what are the causes, or what are the problems. They use 3 words: reasons, causes, or problems. Now there are 2 types of problem solution essay. One type is where they ask you directly about the problems. For example, what are the problems which are faced by people who live in big cities, and provide their solution. This is a direct problem solution essay. Second type is cause and solution. For cause and solution, they will give you a problem and you have to give the reasons for the problem and solution. For example, they say today pollution has become a major problem in many cities of the world. What are the major causes of pollution in the cities and how to overcome this problem? Now this is causes and solution. So if it is problem and solution, they will write straight away what are the problems and solutions. And if they say what are the causes and solutions, then they will give you the problem. Both ways, it's problem and solution essay. Now, whenever there is problem and solution essay, you can make the layout of your essay in 2 different ways. The first one is you can write 4 paragraphs. The second one is you can write 5 paragraphs. Now, how to write 4 and 5 paragraphs? The first paragraph is how to make first paragraph. You are going to write 3 sentences. Sentence number 1 is a general sentence about that problem. If the problem is pollution, you can write a general sentence about pollution. This is the first sentence. In the second sentence, whatever the topic is or whatever the problem is, you will paraphrase the problem in your own words, or you will reword it. Using different words, you're going to write that problem. This is your second sentence. And the third sentence in introduction, we call it your thesis sentence. You will say, in this essay, I will highlight some of the causes behind pollution and how to overcome this problem. That's it. This is your third sentence. So you will write an introduction of 3 sentences. Once your introduction is complete, now you will come to body paragraph. This is introduction, this is first body paragraph. Now, in order to write body paragraph, there are 2 approaches. One is what I call 1 plus 1. And I appreciate if you write 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is what? 1 problem, 1 solution. Or 1 cause, 1 solution. So you can write cause and solution in 1 paragraph. Then second body paragraph, second cause, second solution. Or second problem, second solution. Right? And if you think you have written a lot in 2 paragraphs, then you don't need to write third paragraph. But if you think your other 2 body paragraphs are short and you want to complete 250 words, word count minimum, then you can write the third paragraph, third problem with third solution. And in the end, you will write conclusion. When you write conclusion, once again, you will write a general sentence. 1 sentence in conclusion is a general sentence about the topic. Second sentence will give the summary of causes or problems. Third sentence will give the solution, summary of solution, which you have already written in your essay. Summary of solution, and then you are going to actually close your essay like this. Okay? Remember, word count is 250 words minimum, but if you write more, you will have to manage your time. So it's a good idea to write 300, 350 words maximum. But if you complete something decent in 250 words, that's okay. And how to count the words? Very simple. When you get IELTS writing answer sheet, just see how many words you are writing in 1 line as an average. So if you write average 9 words per line and you write 30 30 lines, that is equal to 270 words. So like this you can count your words, but don't count them one by one, okay? Now what we do, this is the book, right? And in this book, in the beginning, page number 3, we have a template for problem solution essay. This is the book, page number 3, we have a template of problem solution essay. For this week's mock test, you are going to follow this template, okay? Now we will go through one problem solution essay, same book, and in this book you will find, okay, will you please come to page number 41 of this book? Will you please help them? Page number 41. Page 41. On page number 41, we've got a problem solution essay, and we are going to go through that. Found it? Yeah? Good. Alright, let's make a start. Now the first and most important thing is you need to read the topic 2 to 3 times. There are 4 marking criteria for IELTS writing. Number 1, task response. Task response means your task is according to the topic. If it is off the topic, you may get as low as 1 band. 1 band means non-user of English, okay? So if your task is not related to the topic. So you need to understand. The topic is about life expectancy. In the developed world, average life expectancy is increasing. Now people are living longer. Average age is 70, 80, it's normal, right? So in the developed world, average life expectancy is increasing. What problems will this cause for individuals and society? Means now people are living longer. If someone is living for 85 to 90 years, so you need to actually take care of that person, you need resources and all that. What problems will this cause for individuals? Now what are the problems for individuals? Who are individuals? Maybe children. They have to take care of their old parents, right? And society. Society means government, authorities. So you need to cover both individuals and society. What problems will this cause for individuals and society? Suggest some measures that could be taken to reduce the impact of aging population. Now you will give some suggestions. The suggestion is not that kill old people, no. The suggestion is what measures could be taken to reduce the impact of aging population. Like people are getting old, so how can we reduce the impact of people who are getting old? Now this is the whole topic, and let me tell you one thing. The topics that we have in IELTS, they are not straightforward topics. Many students will read this topic and they will not understand what the topic is. The topic is people are living longer. Now they are living up to 80, 90 years. So this thing is creating problem for individuals and societies. So what can be the suggestions to reduce the impact? Because for old people, you need more room, you need other stuff, and old people cannot take care of themselves. You need some attendant with them. So how can we reduce this impact? That's the whole thing. Now let's make a start. It is true that people, now this is a general sentence about the topic. It is true that people in industrialized nations, for developed world, they have used the word industrialized nations. This is called, what do we call this? Rewording, paraphrasing or rewording. Always remember, do not use the words which are given in the topic. Do not copy any sentence from the topic, you will get very low bench score. So it is true that people in industrialized nations can expect to live longer. There the word was life expectancy, and we have reworded life expectancy to expect to live longer than ever before. Now the second sentence. Although there will undoubtedly be some negative consequences of this trend, societies can take steps to mitigate these potential problems. Now, this is what you've written, that in this essay, I'm going to write about all these things. Undoubtedly, negative consequences, these are problems. For problems, he used the word negative consequences. And then societies can take steps to mitigate these potential problems. For take steps, he actually used the word suggest some measures. For suggest some measures, they use the word take steps to mitigate these potential problems. All clear? This is the first paragraph. Now, as people live longer, now we are going to answer the first part of the question. What problems will this cause for individuals and society? As people live longer and the populations of developed countries grow older, several related problems can be anticipated. Now, this whole paragraph is about problems. The main issue is that, you can copy some such type of words. The main issue is that. Another fundamental problem is that, something like this. There will obviously be more people of retirement age who will be eligible to receive a pension. So first problem is pension. Because there are more retired people, they live longer, and who pays pension? Government. That's what they say, individuals and society. So pension goes to society. The proportion of people of retirement age who will be eligible to receive a pension, the proportion of younger working adults will be smaller, and governments will therefore receive less money in taxes in relation to the size of the population. Old people will not pay taxes. Young people will pay taxes, but old people will receive pension. So this is how it will create problem. In other words, an aging population. Aging population is another word for old people, people who are getting old. Aging population will mean a greater tax burden for working adults, because adults will pay the tax and that tax will go to old people. Further pressure will include a rise in the demand for healthcare. As people are old, they have more healthcare issues. So further demand for healthcare, and the fact young adults will increasingly have to look after their elderly relatives or parents or anything like that. Now this is what they've mentioned, and they've covered this topic. What problems will this cause for individuals and society? For individuals, they have to take care of them. For individuals, they have to pay taxes, and for society, pension. Got it? One question answered. Now the next question is, suggest some measures that could be taken to reduce the impact of aging population. Now you will give suggestions. There are several actions that governments could take to solve the problem. Now for suggestions, you can copy this phrase. There are several actions that government could take to solve the problem described above. Firstly, a simple solution would be to increase the retirement age for working adults, perhaps from 65 to 70. So if they are in a good working condition, so retirement age is 60. So government should change it and make it 70 so that they work, earn money, and they are the part of society as well. Nowadays, people of this age tend to be healthy enough to continue a productive working life. A second measure would be for government to encourage immigration in order to increase the number of working adults who pay taxes. Now, for example, Canadian immigration, they are offering that so that more people come, they work, they pay taxes and all that. Finally, money from national budgets will need to be taken from other areas and spent on vital health care, accommodation and transport facilities for the rising number of older citizens. Now these are suggestions, and I think he's given 3 suggestions. You may give 1, 2, 3 suggestions, and we've got full paragraph. Now in conclusion, various measures can be taken to tackle the problems that are certain to arise as the populations of countries grow older. That's it. Simple, one sentence conclusion, and this type of essay may get 8, 8.5 band without any problem. There's no grammatical mistake. And one more thing, this essay has been written by ex-IELTS examiner. So examiners, they know better what to write and all that. So you can follow this type of pattern whenever you are writing a problem solution essay, and you can follow that one, right? Thank you. Alright guys, now we are going to start with IELTS speaking, and we are going to practice IELTS speaking part 1 today. let me tell you, whenever you go for your IELTS speaking test, you need to consider 4 things. For example, you go for some important meeting, and I say, first of all, they will check your hairstyle. Secondly, they will check your shoes, your footwear. Thirdly, they will check the perfume that you are wearing. And finally, they will check something else. Now, you'll be careful. You'll be careful about your hairstyle. You know they are going to check it. You'll be careful about your shoes, properly polished and all that, because you know they are going to check that. In the same way, your speaking examiner will check 4 things in your speaking, and once you demonstrate all these 4 things, the examiner will give you 8 band or more than that, okay? So you will get better band score if these 4 things meet the criteria, right? Now, the first thing is fluency. Fluency means to speak without pauses, without breaks, without repeating yourself. Sometimes when you repeat yourself, it means you are not speaking fluently. At times you say, a couple of times it's natural. But if you do it a lot, after every sentence, after every 2 to 3 words, this lacks fluency. So how to improve fluency? You need to improve, or you need to increase the number of hours you speak English, or the number of hours you have spoken English all through your life, right? If you count the hours, maximum 10-20 hours that you have spoken English in your life, okay? So you need to increase the hours that you speak English, okay, and automatically you will become fluent. And for that, you can learn the tenses as well, so that you understand the question well. Go through the topics, because when answers are readily available in your mind, you can easily answer. If today I ask you, do you like chocolates, and you answer, the answer will be stored in your mind. And in actual exam, when they ask you about chocolates, you can answer without thinking. So like this, there are certain topics, like you have this book for speaking. There are 200 topics for speaking part 1. So you can go through each and every topic. So the first thing is fluency. Number 1. Number 2, pronunciation. They don't check your accent. They don't see whether you are speaking British English or American English, right? They don't check that. They only see that you speak English correctly, clearly. You're using the right intonation. Intonation is a stress pattern, that you are stressing the words rightly. This is what they are going to check. For example, the word is democracy. One is democracy is very important. Democracy is very important. Stress pattern, they will check that. And if you're speaking clearly, you will get good band score. I know a student of mine from China, she got 8 band. And she had that Chinese accent in her English. With Chinese accent, she got 8 band in speaking. Okay, so they don't check your accent. If you speak English clearly, if you use the right intonation is, I love eating chocolates. Right intonation. Wrong intonation, I love eating chocolates very much. See that? Wrong. I mean, when you say I love, it's not Sultan Rahi, Punjabi movie, I love you as well. Okay, not like this, okay? So intonation, speak clearly, and you can improve your English pronunciation from IELTS listening. That is second criteria, and you need to see that. The third criteria is grammar. And there are only 5 tenses that they use in IELTS speaking. Present simple, as you say, I watch movies. Past simple, I played tennis when I was at school. Future simple, I will go to Canada forever. Okay, that is future simple, 3 tenses. Next is present perfect. I have just started a new business. And last is present perfect continuous. I have been learning English for the last 10 years or anything like that. So these 5 tenses are important, and these 5 tenses will cover 100% questions in your IELTS speaking test. So you can learn these tenses, then you can learn, we call them compound sentences. How to connect 2 sentences together and it becomes a compound sentence. So you need to learn that as well, right? Okay, then we've got vocabulary. Now, IELTS speaking examiner does not want you to speak hi-fi or to use hi-fi vocabulary when you speak. Not at all. Sometimes those hi-fi words irritate the examiner because you just try to use those words that you know the word. Now, for example, you're telling the story of greedy dog, but you know a word from thirsty crow and you want to put it there. So this is how you make it wrong. For vocabulary, the key is synonyms. What is the key? Synonyms, variety of words. If the question is, what is your favorite color? Very simple question. And answer is, my favorite color is red. I like this color very much. I use this color every day. That is why it is my favorite color. Now, favorite, color, red, I repeatedly use that. So if you repeat the same vocabulary examiner uses in the question, you will get very limited band score. And repetition of sentences, repetition of words in one answer, that's all negative. They ask you a question, what's your favorite color? I am quite passionate about black color. Oh, black has been my favorite color since my childhood. Present perfect tense. Right? So you can use something like that. It is not like you are in class 3. What is your name? My name is Asad. Where do you live? I live in Lahore. Do you like animals? Yes, sir. Okay, anything like that. So you need to consider that, use a variety of words and don't repeat the same words that examiner has used in the question. You can use them once only, but then try to use synonyms. In your answer, there should be 5 to 6 words. Okay, so this is all about vocabulary. We've already discussed grammar. They will check your vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation and fluency, and they will give you 25% in each. 25, 25, 25, 25, or in other words, you can say 9 band for vocabulary, 9 band for fluency, 9 for pronunciation, and 9 for your grammar, and then they will make it an average band, and that will be your band score in speaking. Okay, so whenever you practice, you're going to consider these 4 things in mind. Okay, that's good. All right, and now finally, one thing, how to answer the question. Very simple, there is no rocket science. You can answer the question however you want to. There is no problem, but it's better not to start your answer in an irrelevant way. What is irrelevant answer? That is a very good question. I am glad that you have asked me this question. Okay, this question is very close to my heart. I mean, it's all silly. How can a question be close to your heart? Very unromantic. If a question is close to your heart, okay? So don't comment the question. Don't repeat the question. Some students have this habit. They will ask you a question, what do you do in your free time? In my free time? Okay. And then they start the answer, right? They ask you a question, where do you live? Where do you live? Okay. And I answer. So don't repeat the question, right? Don't give irrelevant answer. Don't give indirect answer. For example, tell me about your hometown. Different people have different hometowns. Some people live in small cities. Some people live in large cities. Some people live in very small cities. Some people live in very large cities. My hometown is Lahore. Not like this. It's all irrelevant. Okay, don't try to engage the examiner. And remember, you cannot cheat the examiner to get higher band score. For example, your level is of band 5. And you think by cheating the examiner, you will be able to get 8 band. That is not possible. Because examiner will ask you question after question after question. And if examiner sees that you are pretending your English, that this English does not belong to you, you have a script in mind and you're speaking from that script, then examiner will ask you counter questions. And those counter questions will puzzle you. Right? One of my students went for IELTS speaking test and she complained, sir, you didn't tell me they have changed the pattern of speaking test. And I asked her what happened. She said, sir, every question was on a different topic. But you had told me that there would be 4 to 5 questions on one topic. So if you give them crammed answers, they will change the topic. They will ask you counter questions. What is counter question? What's your favorite color? You say, my favorite color is green. They will ask you, why don't you like black color? You never thought about that. Now, what would you say? So they will check your ability to speak English. So do not cram any answer. Do not memorize any answer for IELTS speaking or for IELTS writing. Try to create or try to develop your spoken English, your written English, and your natural English will give you better band score. I will finish by giving you an example of my student without any proper preparation in writing module. He got 6.5 and he was very excited. His target band was only 7 and he said, if without preparation 6.5, with preparation I can get 8 or 9 band. And then he watched videos on YouTube, 9 band, 10 words to get 8 bands, this and that, and he appeared second time. His writing band was 5.5 and he was like, I will burn their office and everything. Without preparation 6.5, with preparation 5.5. So mostly your preparation is in the wrong direction. Someone tells you use these 10 words, right? I mean, for example, the topic is football, you note football match, and the topic is journey by plane. And then you say, as the aeroplane took off from the window, I saw a stadium and the match was going on. That was football match. And then you put all your football match there. So if you put your football match in journey by air, you will get low band score in IELTS speaking as well. Okay? That's all. Thank you. Now we are going to practice. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Let's start with IELTS speaking part 2. Once part 1 is over, examiner will give you a topic along with pencil or pen and a paper, and you will be given 1 minute time to read the topic and write down some notes. And there'll be pin drop silence for 1 minute, and after 1 minute you will have to speak on that topic for 1 to 2 minutes. This is called IELTS speaking part 2. The purpose of part 2 is to check your fluency, to see whether you can speak English for a couple of minutes or not. And in part 2 you will have to speak for minimum 1 minute, maximum 2 minutes. But usually examiners stop you anytime after 1 minute. When examiners think that that's enough and they have evaluated or they have seen what they want to see, then they stop you after a minute anytime. But actually you should not stop. I mean, don't stop in speaking part 2 unless you are interrupted by the examiner, because you don't have watch, you don't have timer, so you don't know whether 1 minute time is over or not. So allow the examiner to stop you. Now, whenever you read the topic, there are few things. You will be given paper and pen, and you will have the topic. So sometimes it becomes difficult to decide what to speak on, what to think about, and how to select the topic and all that. By the way, topic is going to be always a description. For example, describe a dash, whatever, describe. Or they can use the word talk about or describe. Both ways it's fine. Now I have this topic and we are going to evaluate this topic. The first thing is, when you look at the topic, you must identify immediately the tense of the topic. Present, past, future, or mixed tenses. Either it's going to be past, present, future, or there can be some mixed tenses. So the first thing you need to identify, that is the tense. Second, you need to decide immediately whatever you're going to talk about. For example, I have a topic here, describe a website you have bought something from. So I need to decide immediately, which tense is it? Describe a website you have bought something from. Which tense? Past tense, because of bought. That is second form of the verb, okay? Now, which website is it? Alibaba.com, Daraz.pk, Amazon, or any other local website. So you need to decide and write that website immediately and then read on. Don't do this fatal mistake that first you read all the topic and then you start thinking, okay, and then you're not decisive. Once you look here, say this topic, no. This website, no. That website, no. This one, no. Just, you're having a fight within your brain and all that. You need to be decisive. Immediately, you need to write the web address or whatever the website is. Then they say what the website is. Now, is, which tense is it? what the website is. So you will describe the website in at least 8 to 10 sentences. And when you describe the website, you are going to use present tense, right? Next they have what you bought from this website. Which tense is it? What you bought, past. So now you will talk about, it's just like online shopping. Whatever you bought from the website, what was it? Then you will describe that product or whatever. So you're going to go on with that. Next, how satisfied you were with that, with what you bought. How satisfied you were. Which tense? Again, initially I was shocked when I opened the packing because this product was not as I expected or as I had expected. But when I started using it, I realized it wasn't bad. It was actually something like that, okay? So try to exaggerate a little, try to add detail with each point because you have to speak English for 1 minute. When it comes to speaking English, 1 minute is a long time. And when you speak your local language, 1 hour is, yeah, okay. So you have to be careful about it. Is it raining outside? Okay, good. So, how satisfied you were with what you bought and explain why you liked and disliked about, what you liked and disliked about using this website. This is the last thing. And usually at the end, they use this thing and explain how you felt, how you liked. This is the conclusion of your cue card. Now, what do you have to do? You have to make an outline. And how to make an outline? The first point is describe a website you have bought something from. Write down the name of the website. Whatever the name is, you can write down the name. Okay, you will do it with your cue card. Next point is what the website is. Now you're going to explain a little what the website is. Okay, so after that, and you will write an outline. This website is about this, and all that. Next, what you bought from the website. Now you will write the name of the item you purchased and a little detail about it. Okay. Next, how satisfied you were. Now again, you can write. And by the way, writing the points is not compulsory. But for you guys, it's a good idea. Because you know, when you were at your school, college, university, remember some questions we write with headings. And if anyone tells us the headings, we can write all. Okay, so write your headings in such a way that you look at the heading, it gives you ideas to elaborate your point. So in 1 minute, you can note down the points here and try to use bold writing. Bold writing, and try to write big. Because, I mean, paper is going to be there, so you can easily see what is written. Second thing, at the time of speaking, when examiner, now what examiner is going to say? Examiner will say, you will now have to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. So when you're going to speak on the topic for 1 to 2 minutes, at that time, the topic is in front of you. Paper, where you have written your notes, that is in front of you. Pen is in your hand. So I think it's a very good idea if you put the topic there and the notes here and you speak on the first point and then you tick that point. After that, you move on to second point, and once it's over, you tick that point as well, systematically. And important point, when you transit from one point to another, what is 1 point? 1 point is what the website is, okay? When you do transition from what the website is to what you bought from this website, so as far as the item is concerned, which I bought from this website, this is called signposting, right? So let me talk about the item which I bought from this website. Or secondly, I would like to tell you the item I bought from that website. So when you transit from one point to another point, use some signpost language, use some phrases so that examiner knows now you are transiting from one point to another point. And finally, I would like to say whether I liked or disliked, what I liked or disliked about this website. On the positive side, I would say I like the service of this website very much because they are very quick, their customer service is good. And what I dislike about them, their packing is not good. Sometimes items are fragile, but their packing is not good. So this is the only thing I dislike about them, and that's it. Is it all clear to everyone? Okay, so this is how you're going to speak on the cue card. Now, until this point, you guys are clear. Okay guys, please now listen. After speaking part 2, we will have speaking part 3. Now let me tell you what is speaking part 3. Part 1 is called introduction, part 2 is called cue card, and part 3 is called discussion. In IELTS speaking part 3, examiner is going to ask you follow-up questions on your cue card. Now part 3 is almost related to speaking part 2. Sometimes they ask you different questions. At times it becomes difficult for the examiner to decide a band for you. Then examiner asks you more questions. Right? For example, they can't decide whether 6.5 or 7. Then they will ask you some more questions for clarification, and then they decide your band score. In that case, they can ask you questions out of your cue card. But otherwise, in part 3, they will ask you questions which are related to your cue card. We call them follow-up questions. Now, what sort of questions? Let me tell you, speaking part 1 is for basic level. Part 2 is for intermediate level, and part 3 is for advanced level. In part 3, they will check your English at the advanced level, whether you know any advanced structures, vocabulary, and all that. So the questions they ask you, there are 4 to 5 categories of questions that they are going to ask you in part 3. Number 1, they are going to ask you opinion-based questions. Like, do you think? What is your opinion? Do you believe? According to you, and all that. Okay. After that, second type of questions, we call them assessment. They will ask you the benefits or drawbacks. Benefits and drawbacks of something. For example, what are the benefits of going to a foreign country? What are the drawbacks of living in a village? Something like that. So you got to tell benefits and drawbacks. After this, the third category is comparison. They will ask you some comparative questions, and the examiners expect comparative structures from you. Comparative structure means you're going to compare, for example, city life with village life. You're going to compare education of your country with education of a foreign country. So there will be some comparative questions which you will have to answer. After this, the fourth category is prediction. They will ask you some questions where you will have to predict about the future. Like after 10 years, after 15 years, after 20 years. So there they will check your structures for prediction and for future. So these are the categories. Now the question is how to answer these questions. Again, the same way as you answer the questions of speaking part 1. In 5 to 6 good sentences, you can answer the questions of speaking part 3 as well. The first step is answer the question directly. The second step is elaborate your answer in 4-5 good sentences, and the final step is conclude your answer in 1 sentence. In part 1, 2 and 3, try to use mainly compound sentences. Compound sentences means connect your ideas together. For example, if I say I have a camera, it is very useful, I bought it last year, it helps me a lot. Right? These sentences are all separate. I'm not joining them. But if I say, I have a camera which is quite useful, and especially on my last birthday, it was gifted to me by my uncle. That is why it is so special to me. I connected my ideas. So I have a camera. It is very useful. It was gifted by my uncle. I like my camera very much. It has 4 legs, 2 eyes. Right? So these sentences will give you low band score. 5, 5.5. If your target is this, then you can go on with my cow, right? Yes. But if you're looking for 7 band, 7 and above, then you need to connect the ideas together, use appropriate words. I'm not saying use difficult words. Appropriate words according to the topic, and you will get good band score, right? In part 3, there can be an issue of understanding of the question. Sometimes the question is very long. In part 1, question is, what is your favorite color? Right? In part 3, the same question will be asked, what type of colors are there that you like the most? Question is same, what is your favorite color? Okay, so in part 3, questions can be long. If you do not understand the question, you can ask the examiner that will you please elaborate this question, or what do you mean, or will you please repeat the question? And sometimes instead of repeating the question, examiners ask you another question. So there is no problem with that. You will be marked on what you speak. You will not be marked on what you don't understand. Got my point? I mean, it's not that one question they asked you, you did not understand the question and you are saying, please repeat the question, and examiner has changed the question. So you will not be marked negatively on that. You will only be marked on what you speak. because it is your speaking test, not your listening test, right? So if you don't understand, ask the examiner once or twice, that's fine, but not after every question. You keep the examiner busy. Madam, repeat the question. And you're thinking about the answer, okay? Not like this. And by the way, in part 3, you will not have any pen, paper and all that. Examiner will take it back. You don't have to take any stationery to IELTS speaking test. You have to go empty-handed, right? They will provide you pen, paper, all that, and then they will take it back from you and all that, okay? So for part 3, pay more attention. Learn some sentences to express your opinion, to compare two things, to do prediction, to talk about advantages, disadvantages, and use a variety of words for all these things, okay? Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Asad Yaqub here, and there's going to be another demonstration of IELTS speaking test, right? So I've got the student of mine from my IELTS masterclass. What's your good name?
So my name is Hafiz Muhammad Bilal Baba.
Okay, Hafiz Muhammad Bilal is with us, and are you nervous now? Okay, yes, just relax, calm down, right? So I'm going to ask him some questions and he's going to answer, and you can just see the bench score as well, right? So it's going to be a very good demonstration for this bench score. Okay. So Bilal, let's make a start. Do you work or study?
So, well, to answer your question, I am student. I am studying a Bachelor's of Commerce. I am in 8th semester.
Okay, that's good. What do you like about commerce?
Sir, what I like about commerce is because the commerce subject is related to my business. So because of my father, and my father is a businessman, so that's why I like commerce subjects.
Okay, that's good. Let's go on. Tell me about your hometown.
Sir, my hometown is Lahore. I am from Lahore, and Lahore is a vibrant city of in the state of Punjab. It has the population about 20 million, and it is the second largest city of Punjab.
Okay, what is your favorite part of your hometown?
So my favorite part of my hometown is its historical buildings like Badshahi Mosque and the Shahi Killa. Lahore is famous for the historical buildings.
Okay, all right, let's move on. Do you have friends?
So I have many friends in my hometown, but my best friend is Jawad. He's my classmate in 9th, 10th, and he's my classmate also in 11th and for second class.
Okay, how often do you go out with your friends?
I usually go with my friends on weekends for playing cricket and watching movies and also watching WWE on YouTube.
All
with
right.
my friends.
Okay,
well.
What type of movies do you like to watch?
So I like romantic movies, like Indian movies, and also I watch some foreign movies of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, what is your favorite day of the week and why?
Sir, my favorite day of the week is Sunday because it's weekend when so there is no work, but there is no pressure of work, so I feel relaxed and calm.
All right, we now move on to IELTS speaking part 2. This is your topic. You have 1 minute to read the topic and write down some notes. And after 1 minute, you will have to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, you will now have to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes.
Well, I live in Lahore, and Lahore is famous for their beautiful places, park and gardens, and also some historical places. So my favorite garden is Shalimar Garden, which is located in Lahore, near from the University of Engineering and Technology, and it has some beautiful trees, flowers, mountains, or fountains, fountains, and also some beautiful lighting as well. So I sit under the tree and soak the nature and the beauty, and I'm very nature friendly guy, and I like the park because I think it's a little piece of heaven on earth. So I like to go with my family on weekends in this park and click some photograph as well, and to enjoy some meals there. And I usually saw some people to enjoy picnic there and walking in the pathways.
All right, thank you. Now we move on to IELTS speaking part 3. Why do people go to the parks or gardens in the morning?
So I think the people need to the people need to go the park in the morning, because in morning they feel relaxed, they feel calm, and the nature is the environment is safe, the air is healthy, and go to park to walking and some exercise as well.
Okay, do people go to park and gardens more now as compared to the past?
So, as my point of view, more people in past more people went to park daily for some exercise. But now in these days, the time are constraints. The time is constrained, and the time limit is short, so people will not go.
Okay, what are the benefits of visiting parks or gardens?
The benefits of the park and garden is because in garden there are some trees, the air is fresh, the man feel healthy, and the person can do some exercise as well. So these are the benefits we get.
Okay, what type of facilities should there be in parks and gardens?
I think the facilities
What type of facilities should there be in parks and gardens?
I think the park should need the facilities like dustbin, because in some park there are no dustbin in the parks, so the park is so dirty and the environment is polluted. So I think they should some dustbin put in the parks.
All right. Do you think people will continue to visit the gardens in the future?
Yes, well, I think the people will go to parks in future as well, because the park is so beautiful, and if it depends on a person. If a person is more friendly in nature, so they often go to park daily.
All right. Thank you so much. That's the end of your IELTS speaking test. Well, as far as my feedback is concerned, the first thing is try to be more confident. And you will be confident when you repeatedly answer such type of questions. So for that, you need to do a lot of practice. Second thing is, do not try to evaluate yourself. I mean, just answer the question, focus the question, and answer the question, and don't think whether your answer is good or bad or whatever it is, right? And one more piece of advice, as you practice on such type of topics, you will further become fluent in them, right? So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All the best. All right, guys, thank you so much. We also teach IELTS online all over the world and in campus in Lahore. If you wish to be the part of my online or in-campus IELTS classes, we offer IELTS test booking service, IELTS writing correction or assessment, so you can be the part of these services as well. Asad Yaqub wholeheartedly wishes you best of luck. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz. All right, we are going to have a demonstration of IELTS speaking test. So you can go through this test and it's going to help you understand how to perform in real IELTS exam. So may I know your name, please?
Yeah, I'll glad to. My name is Eamon Fatima.
Okay, Eamon, can I see your ID, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Here you go. So let's make a start. Do you work or study?
I graduated recently. Since then, I'm doing a job in a private corporate sector, and now I'm planning to go abroad.
Okay, what type of job are you doing?
Basically, my job is all about the creativity and ideas, and I really love my job. I'm a graphic designer.
All right. Do you think it is necessary to be creative for such type of job?
Yes, I think because it is really important to be creative for this kind of job, because every day you need to come with the, new ideas to perform the task, and you must be eligible to create the new ideas in your head.
Okay. How long have you been doing this job?
It's been almost 2.5 years I'm doing this job, and yeah, I'm enjoying.
Okay, let's go on. Do you prefer to eat at home or in the restaurant?
I prefer to eat home, but sometimes when I'm not in a mood to eat at home, I prefer to go to my favorite restaurant to eat what I would like to have.
Okay. What is your favorite meal of the day?
My favorite meal of the day is, I can say, there are many different dishes I like, but most of the time I like to have the rice.
Okay, meal
Yeah.
of the day, like breakfast, dinner, lunch.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. My favorite meal of the day is the dinner, because I am not a very breakfast person, and I usually skip breakfast.
Okay.
So I enjoy dinner.
All right. Do you prefer to eat alone or with your friends or family?
I prefer to eat with my friends or family, because I think when I am alone, I don't eat much. So I think it is better to eat with someone to have a proper meal.
Okay. We now move on to IELTS speaking part 2. This is your
Okay.
topic. You have 1 minute to read the topic and you can write down some notes as well. After 1 minute, you will have to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, you will now have to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay. My topic is about describe a speech you gave or describe a talk you gave to a group of people. Well, I had never given many speeches in my life, but I had one memorable experience which I'm going to share with you. So, in my childhood, when I was in 10th class, there was a local environmental fair at my town, and my principal selected two students from our school to perform at that contest. So I remember I was chosen from the 10th class, and we had 2 days to perform. We had 2 days to practice for the speech, and I was very shy to perform. So although we got less time, and I was nervous about the topic and about giving the presentation or speech, but our teachers helped us a lot. So our topic was the global warming. And when I gave the speech, I talked about the effects of global warming on the planet, and it was the hot topic of that time. So I talked about how global warming is affecting our planet, and how human activities are involving in the global warming, and how can people stop doing such activities to prevent such global warming. So I also I remember I also explained to that increased industrialization and deforestation, how it is affecting the global warming. And I also
Okay, thank you so much. Can I get the topic, please? Good. Now we move on to IELTS speaking part 3.
Okay.
On what occasions it is necessary to deliver a speech or presentation?
On what occasion?
Is it necessary to deliver a speech or a presentation?
I think it depends. It depends to a person. A person wants to give the speech, but I think when we are in the college or when we are in the universities talking about the different issues, it must be a good event to give the speech or talk
Okay.
about something.
What type of skills are required to give an effective presentation?
I think the proper knowledge of the topic and proper grip on that topic really helps to keep the good speech, keep giving good speech. And also the confidence is also confidence matter. So it is important to be confident and have proper background knowledge about
All
the topic.
right. Why are some people afraid of public speaking?
I think people are afraid of public speaking because of many reasons. One of the main reason is the background knowledge about the topic. You should have sufficient knowledge to speak about any topic. And the other thing is that people are afraid of being judged by the people who are listening. They think that they are going to be judged that how they are speaking and how confident they are. So yeah.
Okay. Do you think you will deliver more presentations in the future?
I don't think so, but if I get opportunity to speak or perform, I'll definitely go for it.
Okay, Eamon, thank you so much. That's the end of your IELTS speaking test, okay? So overall, you spoke well. For speaking part 1, you answered the questions well, but there were few slips.
Okay.
A slip is a grammatical error,
Okay.
right? Like you said, I prefer to eat home.
Yeah.
You missed the preposition. You should have said, I prefer to eat at home. So there were some minor slips, but apart from that, in part 2, you spoke for around 2 minutes. And in part 3 also, you maintained a good level throughout.
Okay.
So with this type of speaking, if the examiner is generous, you're going to get 7 or maybe above 7.
Okay.
And if the examiner is very strict, then it may be 6.5.
Okay,
But I mean, let's go for 7, okay?
Okay, sir.
Right? Thank you so much. Okay, guys, thank you so much. All the best. I also teach IELTS online all over the world and in campus in Lahore, Pakistan. And we offer PTE classes as well. If you wish to be the part of any of these courses, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub wishes you best of luck. Take care. Allah Hafiz.